call this bang bang. Seriously?
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up.
Bang, bang.
Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Bang, bang.
6 witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth will call Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, Proctor.
You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchog, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Wichita, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and bake them with
you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard a turtle voice? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up and sing, it should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your fearless host. My name's Aidan Kearney. If you're new here, just checking me out. You could call me Clarence Woods Emerson. It's kind of like my Facebook name. Follow me on there. I think I'm up to like 55,000 followers and growing by the day. Pretty cool. You can call me Uncle Turtle Boy, as old school turtle riders are known to do. A lot of people just call me Turtle Boy now. That works too, whatever you want to call me. I prefer doctor. That's my favorite pronoun. A lot of people are referring me in doctor in public now, and I do appreciate that because I am, in fact, a doctor, because you can just call yourself that if you want. And because it's a free country. If I want to be a doctor, I'm going to be a doctor, period. And on top of that, you can call me daddy if you'd like. It's definitely not required in any way, shape, or form, but I will allow it, despite the negative connotations that it's had. Some of the past incidents with that name, I'll still allow it. I will. But I get it. It could be a little bit weird. So whatever you want to call me, I don't really care. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 o'clock, and make sure you smash that subscribe button and help us get to, like, I think we're up to 97.8 right now. That's pretty close to 10,000, 100,000, and you are eligible to get the plaque. We're probably not going to get it from YouTube, but you might. When I was at Tim Pool's house, I saw his there. And by the way, he unfollowed me. What's his fucking problem? I was on a show like a year and a half ago. I was at his house, but I guess he doesn't like the Karen Reed thing, so he unfollowed me. But anyway, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And because we do a lot of impromptu lives too. Like yesterday, did some impromptus. You never know when we're gonna do that. Am I just disappearing here? I need better lighting. This is a joke. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Self-correct. Oh, come on. Don't make me disappear again. Come on. There we go. Okay, that's kind of better. Whatever. Anyway, guys, just like I said, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Okay. And if you like the program and you want to have your message read out loud to the class, we don't have super chat here because we got demonetized like a million years ago by YouTube because we had the wrong opinions on a certain president's vaccine mandate that we weren't allowed to have. So that's gone. However, luckily, we built our own little situation called Turtle Chat, where you click at the link at the top. You can donate whatever amount of money you want. When you do that, you get to write a little message in there. And I'll get that message, and I will read it out loud to the class in one moment. Let me just get this. Hold on. I know I have this somewhere. I had the turtle. Did I delete the turtle chat thing? Hold on. I have a link for it. I just got to give me 1 sec to just pull on. Or you can cash at me, by the way, at $ Uncle Turtle Boy and do it that way. Okay, here it is. Copy. All right. Paste. Did I get it? Here it is. Nope. Oh, this one. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, let's see if we got any turtle chats thus far. We got Kathleen sends $10 and goes, "Happy birthday, Sam." Free Turtle Boy. Yes, happy birthday indeed to Sam. Thank you very much, Kathleen. Ellie sends $10 and goes, "Turtle, my sister Mel and I love you. What's the story with Colin's ex-attorney Joe Krowski? Why is he no longer representing Colin? He's clearly still siding with the McAlberts. He's so insufferable and grouchy on closing arguments with Vinny. Free Karen Reed." Again, I would not. Yeah. So first of all, I'll get to Joe Krowski in 1 second. I don't know how anyone could watch closing arguments with Vinny Politan anymore, or Court TV at all. The second they let on Krusty Panties and the fake victim, and by the way, the fake victim just sat there. It's the funniest shit. She just sat there for 10 minutes with Julie Grant. Didn't say a word. Julie Grant didn't ask her a question. She just sat there while Krusty Panties talked for 10 minutes as the official spokesperson of the McAlbert clan and the O'Keefes. And so after they had her on, it's like, come on. But they've had Plevin on too. Like, Plevin's a joke. You know, it's just him and it's like him and Nick Rocco talking back. And it's like, it's literally the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. The dumbest shit. So I don't know why anyone's watching that to begin with. But back to Joe Krowski. Joe Krowski is a moron who won't respond to he follows me. And I know he's out there. He's probably going to see this. Joe Krowski did represent Colin Albert at the federal grand jury because, you know, Colin Albert had the FBI, 2 FBI agents visit his dorm room in April of 2023, about 8 days before I published any sort of articles about this, before the Google search was even made public or any court filings. The FBI was already on them and had already visited Colin's Bridgewater State dorm room and given him a subpoena to testify in front of the federal grand jury. He testified, I believe, in July. And obviously you need a lawyer for that. They were probably shitting their pants, as they should be. And right now they're probably taking a deep breath like, oh, we got away with it. You know, like they think they got away with this shit. And they might. They might literally get away with murder. I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever get caught. But I just have a hard time believing that the people who covered for them are going to get away with this. Because you can't kill a cop and throw someone on and throw him on someone's front lawn. It is what they called the dog they killed. John, they called him. They threw John on the front lawn and let him die. And then the same people who did it have the fucking balls to show up. The balls to show up with blue shirts saying justice for JJ. Like they were all alone. They were all alone. Nobody wanted to defend them. When I was first covering this story for a long time there, they were alone. They had no one had their back. And I mean, no one could possibly want to put their name out there and be like, yeah, I support these pieces of shit that killed a cop. Like everybody knew they did it. And then along came, you know, basically some complete degenerate ratchets like, you know, Kim Fair and Krusty Panties, just like some of the lowest of the low. And we're like, yeah, we'll have your back. Fuck it. Yeah. Because what do we care? We're degenerate losers anyway. And they're like, yes, please. I'm so glad you guys have our back because literally no one else does. And we'll take anything that we can get. And now they have a small crew of people now who are vastly outnumbered on the courthouse steps. And, you know, they chant insufferable nonsense that we just completely drown them out. Like I owned them yesterday. I made those bitches mad. I was their daddy yesterday. All right. Cause I shut them the fuck up, didn't I? Right. I got up on the registry of deed steps. I started doing my speech. We got it on video. We could watch part of it. I started doing my speech and my rant, getting people fired up, getting the crowd fired up for what we're here for. Cause that's what I do. I'm a leader. And they started doing the like, lock her up. Lock. Yeah, definitely. Lock Jen up. Lock Jen up. Yeah, I agree. Let's lock her up. Jen, the murderer that came here. And I just saw her when I was up in that courtroom yesterday, and I look outside and I see Jen McCabe arrive and start hugging these people. It's like, wow, how much of a piece of shit do you have to be to hug them? I understand Denise Galvin and Jen's lesbian sister, Michelle Reardon, the lunch lady from Dedham, and you know, some of these others, like they have to because they're family, right? And they're like yelling, lock her up. And then but the others yelling it at her, it's just like, wow, you people are fucking worthless piles of shit. Like when this is, I'm so happy they're doing it because there will be no amnesty for these people. I just want them to know that when this comes out, I'm glad you've taken a stand. I'm glad you've taken a chance. You're all in on this. Because let me explain something to you. When these people go down, and they will go down, I don't know if Jen McCabe's going to go to jail for this. I don't know. But the people who covered for her are going to go to jail. And they are going to go down for this. And Karen Reed is not going to go down for this, but they will be indicted. That was something. It's going to happen. Trust me. It's going to happen. And when that happens, you will officially, there will be so many records now, tweets, videos, you name it, pictures of you supporting someone who the FBI has proven was involved in murdering a Boston police officer. And there is no coming back from that. None. Like, understand that. If you have a job, you will lose it. And I will make sure of it. Again, people are like, don't do that. Don't do cancel culture. Bro, this is the wrong. I am Mr. Cancel Culture. I embrace cancel culture because I've been canceled a million times before. And the only way to defeat cancel culture is to own cancel culture. That's what I do. You don't cancel me, I cancel you. And every single person who stood by these maggots is getting canceled. Your job, nothing. I'm gonna post pictures of you hugging this worthless pile of shit all around your neighborhood and shit. Like, and that's free speech, motherfucker. You don't like that shit? I'm gonna shove the First Amendment up your ass in my case too. Just understand that. I'm gonna teach you motherfuckers how the Constitution works. Just understand that. Like, there's no coming back from this. None. So we are going to and I'm glad you've made your choice because you're all in on this. You're all in on it. And there's no coming back. There will be nowhere to hide, no quarter. That's it. Done. So anyway, back to Joe Krowski. Joe Krowski was Colin's lawyer, and now he goes on there. And he made a statement about me back when Colin testified. And Colin testified that, I've never been in a fight. Not once. Nope. And I put out a tweet and I said, I will give $500 or $100 to the first person who sends me a fight video of Colin Albert. And Joe Krowski goes on Court TV that night. He's like, Turtle Boy was offering $100 and he hasn't got a fight video yet. 24 hours later, I had 3 videos. And I've messaged Joe Krowski. I've DM'd him and I've responded to him. And I keep saying, hey, Joe, got the video. Because he goes, Colin's never been in a fight. Oh, really? So Joe Krowski is just your run-of-the-mill dirtbag who represents other dirtbags. He gets paid to do it. That's all he is. That's all he is. That's all he ever will be. So anyway, people are like, you're fired up tonight. Drea, I'm fired up every night. That's just how shit works around here. The cancel club. This is the cancel club you're in now. I own cancel culture. A lot of people are like, cancel culture, that's bad. It's like, no, it's fucking awesome, actually. I can't wait to cancel the fuck out of these people and embrace it. And they're going to be like, you're a cancel culture person. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I fucking am. That's what I do. I cancel you. Anyway, Howie Carr will make a mockery out of all of them on the cover of the Boston Herald. I can't wait for that. I hope he roasts. You saw I was on the cover, right? Fake Victim was on the cover. I can't wait for Howie. Like, I hope to God Howie roasts her. That would be hilarious. But, what I didn't like about the coverage from yesterday was, like, Boston 25 News said that it was like 50-50. Like, dude, no, just a lie. It's just a plain lie. Like, we will watch some videos of it tonight. It was not 50-50. Not even close. It was like 85-15 at best. And the people they brought were not good, like just not people you'd want to be associated with. People who Tony Fed used to protest next to me. He did. You guys like Tony? We used to protest Monica Cannon Grant together, and I'd be like, I can't be around this dude anymore. This dude's a clown, a buffoon. Cops hate him. But yeah, so thank you for that, Turtle Chat, very much. Next one is from, where'd it go? Don't read aloud. Okay. Again, if I can't read it aloud, then I don't know what you want me to say because you ask a question in there, but I can't read it aloud. So if you write don't read out loud, I will not read out loud, but you're literally just giving me money for nothing. So thank you. Lily True Crime Kangaroo sends $5 and goes, love you, Turtle Boy. Keep on keeping it real. Thanks, Kangaroo. I love my turtle roos down there. And a couple of the turtle roo chicks have invited me on their program. I think it was the True Crime Kangaroo. And who's the other one? Miss Shorty? Is that what they call her? Miss Shorty? They've invited me on the program. I accept. I'd like to go on and talk to some turtle roos and about this case. So I don't know if you guys don't have murders in Australia or anything that you have to like latch onto our murder mysteries, but I'd like to learn more about that. So I'd like to go in your program. So, all right. Sean sends $20 on Cash App and goes, stand out tomorrow in Dedham from 10 to 12 at Legacy Place. Thank you very much, Sean. I appreciate that. So if anyone wants to join them, those Legacy Place ones are always a good, a good crowd. Thank you, Sean. Okay. If anyone else wants to donate, the link is at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy, and we can do it that way. Oh, we got one more from Jen Keller. Jen Keller sends $98. Wow. She goes, in honor of your 97.8 thousand subscribers, love you and all that you do. Also, I have been rewatching some of the trial. Some only missed it, but Ryan Nagel mentioned the feds in his cross. Oh, I didn't miss that. With AJ, why was this not talked about more? As Auntie Bev always likes to tell AJ, the door is open. Anyway, happy I didn't fall asleep and I'm here for your live. Much love for loyal fan in New York. I don't know how the rules work, but that's a good question. That's a good question. And I feel like I would have, like, if I don't know, if I were Al Jackson, I don't know if you're allowed to do this. I would have been like, what do you mean the feds? Tell us more about that. So who did you talk to in May of 2023 about this? The feds, who are they? What do they want? I mean, I don't know if you're not, like, he's the one that, you're right. Didn't Ryan Nagel kind of open the door with that? Didn't he kind of open the door with that? I don't know. Okay. Oh, there's Miss Shorty. Miss Shorty's so her program. And so I want to go on that sometime soon. I think that'd be a fun conversation to have. Okay. Got another Cash App here. And so thank you very much for that dono there, Jen Keller. Appreciate that. She says that didn't fall asleep and I'm here for your live. Much love from a loyal fan in New York. All right. Excellent. Thank you very much. Jeff sends $10 and goes, did anyone come forward with Chloe for the $5,000? No. $5,000 might seem a little much. How about we do $1,000? Because people are giving like $5,000. Nah, he's full of shit. Well, we'll do $1,000. I will give $1,000 to anyone who could produce Chloe. Put it that way. Actually, I bet we could raise the money. We could probably raise $5,000 because it ain't gonna happen. We're never gonna give it away because they're never gonna produce Chloe because Chloe's dead. Chloe's done dead. So, appreciate the dono there. Okay, do we have any more chats so we can begin? Detective Mullins sends $25 and goes, John Como is looking to borrow a horse. I don't even want to know. If anyone can help, it was great meeting you and Meredith yesterday. Keep going, doctor. We're behind you 150%. Well, it was great meeting you too, Detective Mullins. I appreciate that. And thank you for having my back. I'm going to remind me to tell you guys about our night last night. We had a night in Canton. Let's just put it, and it didn't make the news. So we're going to get to that in a minute. But actually, do we have any more Cash Apps? I thought this went off. I think we're good. Okay. No, that's it. All right, cool. If anyone else wants to donate, the link to the Turtle Chat is on the top, or you can Cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy and do it that way. All right. So, how many viewers we got right now? How many live viewers we got? Man, this fucking settings. Got $4,000. Not too shabby. Okay. Hold. This virtual background shit is going to annoy the shit out of me. I go like this. I was messing around with it so much before this, and then I really disappear. And then I do this, and then that whole thing happens. It's like, can't have that. That's not good. Ink blot. Got to find like the happy medium. And I don't know which one I hate more. Like, I like the solid shirt like this, and I'm almost willing to compensate the background because the lawn looks like shit anyway, so we're just going to go with this. All right. Okay. And yeah, Brian, can we talk after this show, please, and just figure something out? Because this is unacceptable, dude. This is bad. This is so bootleg. I run the most bootleg YouTube show. But it's good. It's entertaining, though, right? You can't beat the entertainment. But, all right, so check it out. So last night, I went to Canton last night because I need to get the police report from the 23rd. I still haven't seen that. And Helena's jerking us around. So I need that police report from the incident at C.F. McCarthy's. So we went around 6, and of course that's dinner time. And so I was hungry for a meal of food. And said, you know what? We need redemption. So we went back to C.F. McCarthy's last night. All right, and I didn't publicize it because I wanted to see, can we come to this town and not get attacked? Can we come here and not have some towny douchebags sexually harass us and, threaten to bash our head in and have a pizza delivery guy throw my phone in the street. That would be nice. Can Jill Daniels stay away? Can we do that? I don't know. We'll see. So we went to C.F. McCarthy's, which was awesome. And they put us right in a window. All right. Kind of hard to miss. And bunch of people were in there. Turtle Riders came over, took pictures with us. The wait staff was amazing. Right. They were friendly. They were awesome. They were great people there. And the food was fantastic. I got the Santa Fe wrap. It was the bomb. I loved it. And I had this beer. It was like a gold beer. I don't know. She drove. But anyway, then we went to the waterfall. All right. We did the Canton Shuffle. Then we went to the waterfall. And we sat down. We were just going to stay for one drink and leave. But then people just kept buying us drinks. And then we were there till like 11. Like we closed that shit down, like Matt McCabe style. And the band was playing. And, there was one couple, there was one guy there who Meredith thought was Bob McCarthy. Bob McCarthy is the grizzled Werther's original looking guy who is like wicked. Like he spoke at the town meeting on November 20th and was like fully in support of police. I back the blue, like just a towny douchebag, like never left Canton, never will leave Canton, like likes things the way they are, doesn't want to rock the boat, fully supports the police, kisses their ass, like whatever. Like that's Bob McCarthy, just that guy. He's that guy in town. And she was convinced that this guy next to us was Bob McCarthy, like convinced. She's like, that's Bob. He's looking at you. And I'm like, I don't think that's him. I know he's got the mustache, whatever. And as it turns out, we talked to the bartender at the end of the night, and she was like, no, that's Al. And I'm like, told you it's Al. So I just want to say sorry to Al. I would have said hello to you, but Meredith thought you were Bob McCarthy. So I wanted to, but we bought them a drink. That was the only drink we paid for. It was the one we bought for the guy we thought was Bob McCarthy. So anyway, so we did that. And how can I forget? So in order to get from CF McCarthy's to the waterfall, we have to go by D&E Pizza. Okay. And I know that's going to be awkward. Right. And I know they saw us going in there. I know they saw it. There's no, like Chris Albert lives, like just sits outside and is just constantly on edge about people coming to his pizza shop. As a matter of fact, this happened an hour before we got there. All right. This happened an hour. You guys want to see? So I got sent this video. This happened 1 hour before we got there. So this chick comes up and she went to CF McCarthy's and she sat there, and then this guy comes over. He's just sitting in the window. Look at that face. Takes a picture of her license plate. So they had just, I don't know if they're going into CF McCarthy's or leaving or what time this was, but this dude comes over here and he just can't stand people. He's just constantly looking out his stupid pizza shop with his apron on. Look at that. Little dress there, skirt. That's Chris. That's Chris. Then Jim Ferris is outside ripping butts. Look at this guy. Look at him. He looks real intimidated, huh? Look at Jim Ferris. Jim Ferris and so Jim Ferris comes up and parks her in, so she can't like back up. Like what a douche.
Thank you. Oh, and there's so many lines. Yeah, right there.
Is it? It's not.
Murderers.
Yeah.
Murderers, thank you.
So she calls him murderers. That he gets mad. Look at him. He's so intimidated. So she's got a free Karen Reed sticker on her car. She's the freest murder suspect in America. There's only, out of Chris Albert and Karen Reed, the only one who's killed someone using a motor vehicle is Chris Jailbird Albert, as Howie Carr calls him.
Murderer! I'll be back! Go kill somebody else, Chris Albert! Go kill... Hey! Freedom from Michael Berger!
Peter Berger.
Freedom from...
Peter Berger.
Didn't you kill somebody? Dude?
Shut up. Okay. So these are the douchebags that this guy, and I'm sure he'll say that's witness intimidation. That's my fault, whatever. I miss the old days when I would just go outside of D&E Pizza and just protest the shit out of them. It's what the fuck is with this screen? Should I push up more? What is going on? Should I do this? Hold on. Can I go like this? This is going to annoy the fuck out of me. How about that? And then over here, maybe this, a little of this. Maybe. Okay. Hold on. We're going to fix this. Okay. Oh, no, too much. How about just that? We'll go with that. Okay, cool. So anyway, like I said, we walk by D&E Pizza, and I'm like, I'm not even going to look in the window. I look in that window, these guys are going to start saying some shit, and I'm not even giving them that satisfaction. And of course they yell. I hear Chris, oh, look who it is. Like, he's the fucking biggest bitch ever. Oh my God. I can't wait to get this dude. Oh, I can't wait. I want my case to start. Like, I just want to fucking just expose all these motherfuckers. But anyway, so then we go there. And she blew him a kiss. She definitely looked in the window, but I didn't. I kept my cool. And if they want to start shit with her, that's a bad look on them. So anyway, we go to the waterfall, close it down, and then we went over to this place called the Hillside. That's like the real towny bar. That's where Ryan Nagel and his friends were that night. That's where it's like where John and Karen were with the McAlberts like a week prior. So we go to the Hillside, and we don't stay that long there. And what ends up happening, I guess, 10 minutes later. Okay, this is a message I got from a turtle rider today. You want to hear this message? Look at this message I got. Hold on. All right. So it says, hi there. She goes, were you at the Hillside last night with Meredith, who was wearing a red dress? Because third-party information, and that's accurate. Because I knew when we went in the Hillside, it's like, I'm like, that was the one I was a little sketched out of. I'll go into. I'm like, waterfall. Because Hillside is like up near the Milton line, and it's like, with a real town. Like, I don't know. It might be one of those bars you walk into and you just are not welcome. Like, there's, could be dangerous. But whatever, I do it anyway. She went in first. Anyway, so we go in there, and everybody was friendly there too. Got a couple waves, thumbs up. I get that a lot. And we stay for like a drink, and then we leave. And then I get this message. All right, so were you there last night? So somebody saw us there, and obviously telling people. Because third-party information is that Jen and Matt McCabe came in 10 minutes after you left. They were there with some girl who supposedly needed a drink badly, whatever that means. Right? So that's wild. So when I heard that, it's like, there is no way in hell that's a coincidence. Jen McCabe and Matt McCabe didn't just decide at whatever time that was, probably past midnight, like, we're going to the bar. Like, they got word that somebody at the Hillside obviously texted them and was like, Turtle Boy's down here. And they brought someone with them. As you could tell, they brought an unidentified woman. We don't know who that is. I have some thoughts on who that could be. If you wanted to get me kicked out of the bar, I suppose. Right? I have some thoughts. But we left. We did leave in time, so we just missed them. But what are the odds that happened? Definitely somebody tipped them off. Like, they came looking for me. Like, they came looking for us. I doubt it was Krusty. You know, Krusty ain't gonna. They couldn't bring Krusty. If they knew I was there, they couldn't bring Krusty. Then they would have to leave. But anyway, that's that story. So another story. Let's talk about yesterday. So first of all, let's watch yesterday's little speech outside. So I gave a speech. This was kind of an impromptu speech. I don't know if you guys saw this. Mazda Media was there. Awesome crowd down there yesterday. Awesome crowd. I would say probably at least 400 people, pink people as we're known as, were down there. It was great to see, just lining up the streets. They're really early, you know, great. And this is kind of what it looked like when I gave, I just got on the registry of deeds, my buller, and there's like the, you know, the Smurf patrol there. There's like 20 of them.
There is no justice for John O'Keefe without justice for Colin Reed.
Yeah, give it to him. Give it to him.
We are here tonight because we support John O'Keefe, because we want the people who murdered John O'Keefe and who covered up his murder after the fact to be held responsible, and none of those people is named Colin Reed. That's right.
None of them. Give it to him.
However, a lot of them have the name McCain or Albert at the end of it. And they're in here pretending that they care about John O'Keefe after what they did to him. It's disgusting. It's sick. We want justice for JJ too. Real justice. That's happening inside that courtroom. We're here for actual justice. None of these people over here, the Smurf Patrol,
thanks, man,
are here for actual justice. Most of them are just mad. Most of them are just, either they're related to the Galvins, or 5 years ago I wrote a blog about their sister. Something like that. That's all it is.
So you see how they're trying to like distract me with the justice for JJ, justice for JJ, justice for JJ. First of all, like, no, his name is John. Call a grown ass man JJ. It's the gayest shit I've ever heard. All right, JJ, stop it. His name is John O'Keefe. It's a good Irish name. You don't need JJ. Stop it. All right. But and like these people know him too. Like, they're so close to him. We called him JJ. Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. Anyway, no, and I told it's like I would not, and I told her, I go, I will not drive. Like, I will not have a single beer and drive ever. I'm like, when we went to the CF McCarthy's, I said, I'm just gonna drink water because I will not drink anything and drive, not a single beer at all. And she just like, I'll drive, then. And yeah, she didn't drink much, but like, I go, because quite frankly, I'm like, if you get a DUI, you get a DUI. It's like, if you're like 0.09 or something like that, you have 2 beers and you're over the limit. Technically, it doesn't take much to go over the legal limit. So if you get a DUI, you get a DUI. Like, you'll be okay. I get a DUI, I'm right to jail. Like, done. That's automatic. Like, no fucking way. I do not drink at all and drive. Not a single beer will I drink and drive a car ever. I would take an Uber. I would pay $200 for a fucking Uber and get my car in the morning and have it towed. Like, I'm not going to jail. It ain't worth it. But anyway, so yeah, these people start yelling, justice for JJ, justice for JJ. And I want to make it clear to them. Yeah, we want justice for John. We want justice for John O'Keefe, or as you call him, JJ. We want justice for John. You don't. You're here to protect him. And we're going to make that clear. So you can shout justice for JJ, but not a single one of you Smurf fucks actually wants justice for JJ. That's why you're out here right now. You want the opposite of that.
Yesterday, NBC News announced that Brady letters have been sent to attorneys for 13 different defendants, I believe, all of whom are their investigations were led by Michael Proctor. All of them. Why is Michael Proctor? Where is Michael Proctor today? Oh yeah, Michael Proctor is suspended without pay, and rightfully so. Suspended without pay. The first of many to come. Where's Lieutenant Brian Kelly? What's he wait on Julie Albert? Oh yeah, Bukaki. Where's Bukaki? They're not here. They won't be here. There has not been a single Boston police officer who has come to any of the reasons.
And just like that, it took all of 60 seconds to get them to say daddy, didn't they? They just were like, they gave it a shot, didn't they? Justice for JJ, justice for JJ. Going to get, like, you got 20 Smurfs against me. And who caved first? Who stopped talking first? Because that was the goal here, right? Is to get me to drown me out. No. I just yelled louder. That's what I do. You're never going to win a shouting match with me, ever. I will win that every time.
You know why? Because they know it's bullshit. They know this is fake. They know who killed John O'Keefe. They know that none of the people who murdered John O'Keefe are named Karen Reed. Not one of them. Experts. They had to hide the fact. They had to hide the fact from the jury that the investigation itself is under federal investigation.
Yes, they did.
Had to hide that from them. They wanted them to believe that the experts with PhDs in biomechanics who have testified in front of thousands of people, thousands of cases, and who said unequivocally that John O'Keefe's injuries did not possibly come from being hit by a motor vehicle.
True.
The jury was under the impression that those guys were paid for by Karen's insurance company, but they weren't, were they?
No.
Who hired the experts?
FBI.
Bureau of Investigation did.
Yeah.
Independent investigation.
Oh, they're back. They're doing it again.
With their expertise and their independent investigation, that Karen Reed is completely innocent. Beverly Canoni wanted to hide that from the jury, and she clearly succeeded in that. But it's not going to happen next time around. Yeah, where's Chloe? Anyone see Chloe? Listen to dog. Where's Chloe? Justice for Chloe. Where's Chloe at? Is she getting old yelling? Where's she at? Does anybody know what town in Vermont we can find Chloe? Just kidding. I think we all know that that's a lie. That's a lie.
And then they stopped. 30
You
seconds.
can produce Chloe for me. Right, come on.
30 seconds. I mean, just look at it. Look at the difference here in the numbers that we got. So they have a couple ragtags here, and they got, all right, so there's like 20 of them, right? And then our crew went all the way, it went all the way down here, and then all the way down the street, and then all these other people across the street. Oh, like
Jennifer McCabe knew that John O'Keefe was dying. He was in desperate need of medical intervention, and they could have called 911. They could have gotten him help, but no. What did Jennifer McCabe do? Jennifer McCabe Googled how long to die in cold at 2.
Yeah, she did.
Desperately trying to save John O'Keefe. I was right there. I was just in that house like 4 hours ago, and my sister's in there because it's her house. She didn't mention that because the first thing the cops would have said, get your ass in, try to wake them up. Go get some blankets. This man's dying out here. Get your ass in there.
Yeah, give it to him. Give it to him.
Look at him. They got Psycho Kimberly Fair over there. That's what I've heard. You know what? I'll tell you a story about Kimberly Fair. I wrote about her in 2021 after she was acting completely inappropriately to parents at the school that she taught at. Her ass rightfully got fired, and she's been obsessed with yours truly ever since. She doesn't actually care about John
I
O'Keefe.
canceled
None of these
it.
people
I
actually care
canceled
about
their
John O'Keefe. They're either invested in protecting the balance, or they just don't like yours truly. One or the other. No logical.
I can't see why.
Karen Reed. Now, one of these people actually believes it.
Not one.
One of them
Nope.
believes that Karen Reed actually killed John O'Keefe. They're
Yep.
all just invested in protecting the people who murdered John O'Keefe.
Yep.
Brian Albert, Colin Albert,
Yep.
every single person who was in that
Give it to
fight.
him.
Brian Higgins,
Give it to
all
him.
of them, all of them.
Amen.
I don't
Amen,
care who it's
sister.
done. I don't care who it had the final blow on him in the back of the head. Every single person in that house
Yes.
knows what they did to John O'Keefe, and not a damn one of them
Guilty.
was willing to do the right thing, was willing to try to save his life. Instead, they Googled how long did that go, and then they started calling each other. Where does Brian Higgins go? Well, his drunk ass went. Oh, well, he wanted to leave the party. Remember, because Brian Higgins is allergic to beer. If you put beer near him,
Oh, yeah. He doesn't like it.
he can only drink whiskey. That's just really. So he's like, I gotta get the hell out of here. And even though I've been drinking all day, you know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I go down to the Canton Police Department and play hokey pokey with cars down there and move them around. And totally not interested in what's going on
Mofos.
down there. I'm
Mofos.
gonna go move some cars, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go to bed. That's where he pulled the grand jury.
They're all
Except
murderers.
The FBI
They're all
found his phone
murderers.
records, and they found out that at 2:22 there was a phone call from Brian Albert to Brian Higgins.
Oh.
That lasted 1 second.
Oh, no, the
Shortly
butt
after that, there was a 22-second phone call that Brian Albert answered from Brian Higgins. So they both lied. They lied. But don't worry, guys. Brian Albert has an excuse. He has a perfectly logical explanation for why he answered Brian Higgins' phone at 2:27 in the morning. He was
What?
making love to Jennifer McCabe's withered, grizzled, older sister.
Get the fuck out of here. No way.
When you go to pass out,
Nicole?
and all of a sudden,
Ugh.
Brian Higgins ends up getting called. It's the worst thing that happens to me all the time.
No.
You know, when you're
You're
conceiving
kidding.
children, and next thing you know, Higgins is always calling it. It's because of the end of that. But the thing about that is,
Sure.
Higgins also didn't call. He also, but he wasn't making love because he struck out.
You like that
with Karen
slurp?
Reed. I think
You like
we all
that
know
slurp?
Brian Higgins hasn't gotten any coochie in quite some time.
He hasn't. He hasn't.
Yeah.
Brian Higgins.
Too much whiskey. So,
Whiskey dick.
Yeah, a little
Whiskey
bit. So,
dick,
I mean,
yeah.
if they actually believe that, which they know that there was no Buckeyes. They know that these guys are lying. They know that these guys were calling each other up and all this nonsense. They know.
I am. I could roast anyone.
That's all it comes down
Roast
to.
them
They
all.
don't care about John O'Keefe. They care about the McAlberts and protecting the McAlberts. That's all any of these people has ever cared
Yes.
about. The rest of them just don't like me.
I love
That's all
it.
it comes down to. But they're wearing these, justice.
And I loved pointing that out. It's just like, fuck all you people. You don't give a fuck about John O'Keefe. You do not get to pretend with your blue fucking shirts that you give a shit about John O'Keefe, you motherfuckers. You're out here invested, spending your free time supporting this sham that has nothing to do with Karen Reed and everything to do with the McAlberts. That's all this is. You don't give a fuck about Karen Reed. None of them do. Karen Reed, they know Karen Reed didn't do it. They're just invested in protecting the people who murdered John O'Keefe. The only people out here who want real justice for John O'Keefe are us. That's why no Boston cops ever come to this shit, ever. And they hate when I say that. You know how I know that? Because I got Boston cops who have been messaging me about this since I broke the story last April, telling me this shit. That they don't like that Brian Albert's like the least liked cop in the Boston Police Department. He's a douchebag. And we're the only ones that you don't get the we created justice for John O'Keefe, not you motherfuckers. And where you been, by the way? Where you been? You didn't come a single day of the trial. Not one of these people. We were there every fucking day. That's how dedicated we are to justice. Every single day of the trial, rain or shine, we were down there every day. They set up a 200-foot barrier to try to keep us out, and we still came every single day. I actually said at the beginning of the trial, I'm like, I don't expect everyone to be there every day. No, they were there. People were there every single day, and they couldn't come once. Not one of these blue Smurf fucks gave a damn enough about justice for JJ to show up once to Karen Reed's murder trial. Not once could any of these motherfuckers come. They're fake. They don't give a shit, any of these people. Like I said, they all just don't like me for some, like what I wrote about them. I exposed them. They're jealous. They got dumped. There's some story behind all of them. All of them have a story.
Everyone who gives a shit about John O'Keefe is on that side or over here.
Yeah.
That's it. No one else cares. No one else cares.
Yeah.
Today, all this is going to be aired on court. That 5 different jurors contacted not only the defense, but also the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Let them know.
So anyway, that's my speech. Well, I won't bore you the whole thing. So if you saw it, check it out on Mazza Media. Give him a great follow. Mazza's a great guy. He's a regular on the Young Jerks program, which you should also subscribe to. They regularly feature my attorney, Mark Betterow, my co-counsel, if you will, added to the dream team of the Turtle Boy witness intimidation, whatever we want to call it. So yeah, give him a sub and give all the pro Karen Reed accounts out there a sub, because there's a lot of them and there's a lot of good content creators. I was listening to the other day, I was listening to Melanie on with The Glare. It was like music to my ears listening to them. It was great content. It's just, we have some great content creators on our side who are just talented, interesting, smart, funny people. And they got Plevin. Who is a joke. Like, not, he's a cartoon character, like nothing. And I've been saying that since for the last year. Plevin used to be, go back and watch the old Plevin videos, and he says great things about me, that I'm like a real investigative journalist and blah, blah, blah. And then, he was clearly believed that Karen Reed was framed, but he wouldn't just come out and say it. And then I called him a fence sitter. And after I called him a fence sitter, he just went full-fledged Plevin. Like he turned into Plevin after that. Like there was no coming back from that. And he's just a complete clown show. So that's that. All right, cool. So you guys want to hear a funny story now. So yesterday at court, who was there? Let's see. Let me pull up my Twitter account here. Oh, by the way, and give Hailey Walbrecht a follow. If you guys don't know Hailey, at HW on your case. He does a lot of the, like, or she, whatever. I don't even know who it is. All right. I don't know who Hailey is. It's an anonymous account. He, she, whatever. They, them. There's no such thing as gender anymore anyway. But Hailey does a lot of like takedowns of the trolls. Shit that I don't have time to do, quite frankly. And I'm not like going to do it. And, like the Grant Smith Ellis of the world, people that are like supposed to be beneath me, he doesn't mind doing it, or she doesn't mind doing it, whoever the fuck Hailey is. I assume it's a dude. I mean, it's like a hot chick. It looks like on the avatar, probably some whatever. Give Hailey a follow. Hailey is the tits, as they call it. All right. And Hailey did this awesome takedown here of shit that I don't really want to get into because it's just ugly and it involves things in my personal life that I'm not proud of and that I don't want out there necessarily. But unfortunately, like, these lowlifes have made my personal life content, and you have a right to defend yourself. Like, so the long and short of this is that Grant Smith Ellis one day I started showing up to court, and he started talking about rape. He's like, are you a rapist? You accused rapist. And he called, you've been accused of sexual assaulting. And then he's like, you sexually assaulted Lindsay while she was sleeping, and blah, blah. Like, he says it in like public and shit in front of other people. And it's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like you have no social cues. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, any comment on being investigated by Medfield police? Just really defamatory shit. And I'm not under investigation. It's just a complete lie. Nothing like this ever happened. And Grant's been posting some screenshots of text messages with me where I don't even know what the fuck I say, but it's completely out of context. It's basically just like, we got drunk and, and then they show the things, and it's just like, in one of the messages, I say something like, I didn't think we should have done it, or something like that. And the whole context of the conversation is missing. What the missing part of it is that, like, earlier in the night, she like screamed at me and was just like, you're a piece of shit. I fucking hate you. You're so fake. You're cult members love you, because we were out. That's the first time we'd ever gone out. There was no meal of food included. Okay. We went out and wait, who's Dave? Who's Dave? Which side? Who's Dave? No fucking way. Not Dave McGrath. No fucking way. I'll cry if that happens. Dave, no way. Dave's switching sides. No fucking way. But anyway, so we went out, right? And it's like, she was just yelling at me, like being like, I hate you. And it's like, okay. So I assumed, and that's what I sent in the text. I'm like, well, I guess I didn't think you'd want to. I didn't think we should, because, she just yelled at me. Right. But then, you get back and then something snaps. It's just like, oh, okay. Well, snapped out of it. Dave did not switch sides, did he? Dave did not switch sides. So anyway, no, Dave did not switch sides. No way, MJ. No fucking way. Dave did not switch sides. Is this legit? I'm going to text him right now. I'm going to just text him and ask. No, I just texted Dave like a month ago. Hold on. I'm going to see I'll be honest with him. Let's see. Dave McGrath. He was nice. He sent me like a nice message. He said, he said, you're one of my journalistic heroes. No fucking way. I don't believe this. No way. Hey, sure. I'll be like, hey, Dave, people in the chat are saying you switched sides. I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe it for a second. What should I say? Okay. So I just asked him that, because I've had Dave on and shit before. No fucking way. No way. No way. Did he? No way. No way. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No way. I don't believe it. I think you guys are lying. Wait, is this real? Can anyone confirm this though? Yeah, exactly. We need to see receipts on that. I don't believe it, because I asked him like a month or so ago. He's with Plevin. Come on, stop it. He is authentic, I thought, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, Dave is like, he ran the channel Unsafe Spaces. I don't even know. He was pretty into the Care Read stuff. He used to go on Plevin a lot, and then Plevin went insane, and then he basically distanced himself. Oh yeah. So basically what Hailey does is Hailey exposes the real story. And so I showed him the text messages, the whole message. I'm like, here's the whole message. This is shit I don't want to share on my account. because it's just, I don't want to turn my account to a drama shit. But if I still don't like the fact this is out there. And I gave him the police report from the Medfield police. So basically, she wiretapped me. She had a Ring camera in the bedroom and didn't tell me. And I said this during my restraining order hearing. And she told me about it later on and sent me a video of it. I'm like, shocked, and, he played it like, oh, yeah, whatever. But anyway, so this whole, basically, I'm just happy. That whole lie was made up in response to the fact that the police brought her in to ask her about the wiretapping. Before that, it had never been brought up. And so we got the police report, it proved it, and then that's the end of that. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Anyway, so what else is there? Oh, I came here to talk about something. Oh, by the way, how awesome is this picture? So Meredith went in court for the first time. Speaking of upgrade, and look at that picture. Isn't that lovely? It's like a gender reveal party. It really is. All right. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Natalie was there. So you see the thing with the blue. So that thing with the blue and white stripe muumuu was looking at me. It was staring at me from across the way. And I'm like, that looks so, who is that? I thought it was this chick, Beth Resendez, who is some sort of Rizitano cousin on the O'Keefe side and was with them every day in court and took up 3 seats, a lot of seats. She took up a whole bunch of seats, right? For real talk. All right. Column list. Okay. So anyway, Natalie, if you guys don't know Natalie, I feel like we should revisit that story a little bit. The Natalie story, just for the newbies, because she's kind of relevant to this. And a lot of the shit you see online can be a little bit confusing. And so we need to just talk about Natalie's involvement in this for a moment. Okay. So let me bring up the blog I had on her. I had it open here. Is this it? All right, here it is. Oh, and by the way, this is Natalie. So Natalie went and where else do we go? Oh, we got to show some more pictures. Oh, so Elise Krusty respected the order yesterday. Me and Meredith went to Dedham House of Pizza. We attempted to go to Dedham House of Pizza around noon, get a quick slice. They got excellent pizza there. And we walk inside, and first I see a couple of those blue shirts, and I see Krusty. And I didn't see Fake Victim, but I assumed she was there. So I saw them, and I just walked out because that's what you do. And I just assumed she was there because that's what you do when you see somebody and you or you think you see somebody and they have an order on you. You leave. You don't take any fucking chances. So I just got the fuck out of there. Meredith ordered food, and then that was it. All right. And so apparently Krusty must have stayed here the entire day because she did respect the order. She didn't come down once. But what a day, huh? What a productive day. Just sitting there drinking Bud Heavies in Dedham House of Pizza because her ass has fucked around and got 2 orders on her. What is that a picture of? That's Krusty panties. Blurred lines. That's Krusty. Sitting there pounding Bud Heavies during the middle of the day. All right. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, so what else do I want to show you guys? Oh, and Natalie was there. We're going to talk about that in a moment. We have to talk about court yesterday. Oh, then John DePetro shows up. I mean, John DePetro used to be somewhat of a respected kind of independent journalist. He's turned into a cartoon character. There he is. When Jen McCabe got there and she starts hugging people, it's like she just overcompensates and tries so hard to be like, see, I'm so happy. Like, she's not, though. She's not. She's miserable. Like, she'll never be able to go anywhere. And she has to hide behind people, too. That's the thing about Jen McCabe, is when she was by herself with Matt, she wasn't this fucking happy. But now she has a small group of retards who follow her around. And she's like, see, whatever. Anyway, there she is. Oh, yikes. Like, this is what, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. There's Minion Mike. Look at this. Not guilty. 1 and 3. Not guilty. And like, just look how many more of us there are then. And then look at these. Oh, look how ugly they are. Oh, who are these fuckers? Look at them. Look how. Look at them. Look at these ragtags. Look at them. Who's this guy? We still haven't figured out who this idiot is, huh? And this ginger. Oh, that's Melissa. That's her name, right? Desjardins. Is that her name? I think that's her name. The ginger. Oh. All right. Anyway, we vastly outnumber them. So it's just great to see that. It's great to see that. So there's Natalie. And all right, we'll get to that in a minute. Oh, so this Natalie was apparently also at the Dedham House of Pizza. So if you don't know who Natalie is, we got to talk about her. We got to give you guys a little lesson here. All right. So let me do a quick little Natalie review of her involvement in all this. So Natalie is when I first heard about this story, not from Natalie, because I didn't know who she was. I heard about it. I read it. I saw it in the news, the Google search thing, on April 12th. And I remember not writing about it or looking into it that much. And then this guy named Brian Johnson, a former Duxbury cop who worked with John O'Keefe, sent it to me. And he's like, something's not right here, basically. This is like, I back the blue, he's like one of those guys. He supports the police because he was one. But he's like, this is not right. And this cop is acting shady. And it looks like this woman's innocent and is being framed. And that's a position people, I didn't expect from a former cop, And so he sends me one of, I think it was Alan Jackson's 92-page affidavit. And I read the whole thing, and like my jaw was just dropping, like, holy shit. And I made a post on April 17th, and I said, I'm going to rewriting this story about this cop who was killed by another cop, and it's crazy, and it looks like a cover up. And people are like, is this a story in Canton? There's just a lot of buzz over it. I got the buzz going early on. And one of the people who saw it is a friend of mine named Jennifer Altman. And Jennifer saw, messaged me and said, I know there's this woman named Natalie who a year ago, Jenna Altman was way ahead of the game on this. Like when this story first happened it made the news in February of 2022. Jenna Altman, to her credit, was like in the comments section being like, because if you know Jenna Altman, she likes to just go online and, share her opinion loudly. Right. And goes on the comment sections and she's like, I don't think she did it. This doesn't make any sense. Blah. This is before anyone was saying this shit. Jen Altman was down there saying this. And this woman sees it. Natalie sees it. Okay. Now, Natalie lives in California. She's the white Tupac, she calls herself. And the white Tupac sees sees Jennifer Altman, a complete stranger in the comment section, defending Karen. And she kind of knows Karen, Natalie does, because she went to Bentley University with Karen over 20 years ago. They went to university together. And when this first went down, Natalie was like, oh, I remember her. I went to school with her, and reaches out to Karen. And Karen at the time was public. She was like, not like those blue shirts were the only type of people coming to court. And, so she didn't have anyone that had her back. She didn't have the pink people yet. She didn't have Turtle Boy. She just had Natalie. And so Natalie kind of reached out. That's why she welcomed Natalie. And she's like, who is this? Karen's told me this story before. And she's just like, she's like, I would have taken any support I could get at that time. Because this woman reaches out and she's like, oh yeah, I think I remember you and whatever. And seemed like she wanted to help. So sure. And so Natalie reaches out. Jen reaches out to Jen Altman and is like, thank you for defending my friend Karen. She made it seem like her and Karen were best friends. And so that's how Jen Altman told me. She's like, I'm talking to Karen's good friend from college and she wants to get in touch with you. Okay. And so that night, while I'm writing the story, I get in touch with Natalie. And Natalie starts, I have some questions. Because I'm like, do you have any pictures of Jennifer McCabe? Do you have this? Do you have that? Blah, 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 blah. And she's giving me pictures. She's giving me shit. Now, unbeknownst to me, I think that she is like the expert on the John O'Keefe case. Karen is copying and pasting shit and sending it to me, like through Natalie. Because Karen does not want to talk to me directly, right? Because Karen is unsure of the Turtle Boy thing. She doesn't follow Turtle Boy. Is kind of, I don't know if she didn't want to, have her name on, whatever. She was being cautious. And so goes through a surrogate, Natalie. And I'm thinking Natalie is like the expert on Karen Reed because she's sending me all this information. But as it turns out, it's literally just Natalie copying and pasting messages that she's getting from Karen. And she feels like, she's involved in this. So she feels cool, like I'm involved, right? Anyway, I continue to get shit from her every day. She kind of hypes me up a lot in our messages, right? And I'm going to bring up right now, I have Natalie's entire phone, okay? So give me 1 second to pull this up. And there's no protective order, nothing on this one. So I can show whatever the fuck I want in this. All right. Natalie instant messages. Okay. It's a big one. It's like 17,000 pages of documents I have on her. So anyway, so we start talking every day. And, she is like, gets me to go meet Karen on May 3rd at the Omni Seaport Hotel where and meet Alan Jackson. I met them for the first time. I had never spoken to Karen directly before, but we still talked through Natalie for a while until Karen got sick of Natalie because Natalie is a bit much. Natalie wants to text you 5 million times a day and doesn't give you any room to breathe at all. And loves drama. I am reading I have her entire phone. Oh my God, the amount of gossiping this woman does. It's just insane. So Karen tells her, so me and Karen start talking directly in, I don't know, late May, early June. I don't know the exact day. And we realize we don't really need Natalie anymore. And Natalie feels kind of isolated. And Natalie I start getting contacted by a couple documentary producers, right? And one of them, his name's Brian. And he's out in California. And I told Natalie about it. And she's like, oh, she presents herself as this person with like all these Hollywood connections. And I'm from LA. I'm in the biz. I know how this works. And okay, Natalie, sure. I think she's like a trust fund baby. Her mother is Bernschneider, showing some, family business. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I'm sure Natalie wouldn't have to work another day in her life and be just fine. Anyway, so where was I? So yeah, Natalie goes, we don't need her anymore. And me and Karen kind of start talking directly, and she feels left out. And so she gets all mad and inserts herself into this documentary and is like, I told her about the guy I'm talking to. She contacts him 10 minutes later. And then she's telling Karen about it. And Karen finally writes her a message one day in like the late June and is like, look, Natalie, I asked you for some space. You didn't do it. I need you to give me a break. Okay. And she loses her shit. She lost her freaking shit. All right. And she's like, all right, what do we have here? So this is what she wrote. Jennifer Altman about, want to thank you for standing up for Karen. She's a friend of mine since college. The whole thing's a nightmare. Okay. Then Jen Altman's like, do you know who Turtle Boy is? He's got a blog coming out. Do you have any pictures of Jen McCabe and his sister? Okay. I'll put you in touch with them. All right. Thank you so much for putting me in touch with the turtle. Okay. And then here's this whole group chat and she's sending me all the stuff. There's Jen McCabe. Okay. There's the first hearing and sends me all these pictures of them all. All right. Anyway, so this is where I got all the shit. So she seemed useful. And then finally, this is the message that Karen Reed sent her. Okay. And she sends this, Natalie sends me this message, copies and pastes it, and is like, watch this. She goes, so Karen tells her, I need to cool off communicating with you constantly. I begged you last night to give me the night to unplug. And I get literally a dozen more texts about this documentary. And now suddenly the producer is contacting you and you've inserted yourself into it. This is the exact opposite what I asked you to do to help me out last night. I needed a break because I had an insane day and needed rest and to try to clear my head and calm myself down. You proceed to blow up my phone until close to midnight. This keeps happening and I am incredibly bothered by it. Same thing with negative comments that I beg people not to send me. You still had to send me stuff. Please give it a rest. Please do not reach out again until I contact you again, Karen. To me, so Natalie sends me this and I read that message and I'm like, that sounds very reasonable. That sounds extremely reasonable. Like in my head, I'm thinking like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, you've helped Karen a lot. At least I thought you helped Karen a lot. You're really not really helping her at all. But okay, I get where she's coming from. She's being charged with murder and framed for it. And it's probably a little stressful. Just give her some space. And I told her straight up, I'm like, you bitches be crazy. I'm like, just, you guys get on each other's nerves and, you know, just give her some space. The last thing, when a woman tells you that they want space, you better give them space. You don't want, like, it's not like a guy. It's different. It's not like a guy. And everybody knows that. So anyway, so she sends me this message and she goes, I sent her like 6 texts. Yeah, that's too many. Why is everyone such an asshole? Okay. And then she begs me, here, I help everyone. I didn't insert myself. All I did was ask a client who's a 5-time Emmy winner. And if you read her interview with Brian Tully, that changes the number of times this friend won an Emmy. All I did was ask a client who's a 5-time Emmy winner, her opinion, and all she said is all good. So I was just reporting back to Karen. I have done nothing but defended her from the beginning. Now I might talk to Brian and show how everything and all this came about. I can be a son of a bitch too. What the fuck does that mean? I can be like, I'm going to get my revenge because Karen wants space. She goes, it doesn't matter. Everyone's a jerk and I can be too. And I cannot believe anyone sends me a text like this when my heart's always been in the place. This is such a low blow from her. I'm devastated and humiliated. I can't talk. I'm too upset. I go, I don't know the details of your conversation. Let's just stay focused, okay? You called me about the documentary. I texted Karen. I texted my client. Okay, 5-time Emmy winner. Okay, so she just keeps going on. And I'm like, bro, I didn't sign up for this shit. I'm just here to cover the murder. Like, I'm just here to cover the Karen Reed murder and expose corruption. I don't have time to be putting out to deal with this shit. I don't really care that much, to be honest, about you and Karen's relationship, because in my head, I don't really need you anymore. You're kind of useless now to me. So go ahead. Yeah, you've been instrumental. Okay. You know, you can't take anything she says personally. But instead of being like, you know what, you're right. She's just like, I'm not done, Patsy. I'm a savvy businesswoman who analyzes and is strategic about everything. I also have feeling. Nothing is worse than feeling humiliated. Humiliated. Maybe for once I put myself first. Now I will. It's showtime, folks, she says. Okay. All right. I feel like a complete fool. I don't do revenge, but I'm sure your screenshots and send it to her. I didn't. Not until... Imagine her calling somebody else duplicitous. Yikes. Okay. And I go, I'm not an instigator. I'm a problem solver. You know, why not meet? So she's going to meet with like, oh God. So she's just insane. She's mad. She didn't get an apology. Okay. And then she asked me, can you please talk to Karen about there's no need for her to be mad at me. This is so ridiculous that she's ignoring me. And I'm like, oh, I will definitely not be doing that. The last thing I'm doing, like I'm writing a story about Karen Reed. I have access to the source. The last thing in the world I'm going to do is upset the source and then over personal bullshit that I don't give a fuck about. Just go to Karen Reed and be like, so Karen, you know, I'm a therapist now because apparently I'm a fucking doctor. So that's what doctors do. They act as therapists. And we're going to I'm going to get you two back together again. Meanwhile, I've talked to Karen about this. I know she doesn't want to talk to Natalie. So I'm definitely not going to do that. I'm definitely not going to convince her to talk to this psychopath. Okay. So She goes, I can. I'm not really comfortable. Okay. Okay. So blah, 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 blah. Okay. Can you just inquire? And I say no like 20 times. And I don't know Natalie that well. And you would think like the first time would be enough. Like, just like I've said, no, I'm not comfortable doing with this. Yet she keeps going. It's like, bro, we're not like old friends. Like you don't know me that well enough to be asking like a million times. Stop it. Okay. I've been so helpful and generous. I'm so great. Okay. I go, I know you have, but you think that means that she shouldn't express her concerns, that they're valid? They are valid, but she should know me well enough to pick up the concern is she doesn't want to pick up the phone, stupid. I tried calling her a few days and she didn't answer. Yeah. Maybe you should take a hint. Okay. All right. Anyway, I tell her no. And, she keeps bugging me about it. And well, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Okay. And she's in this group chat with the Roccos and some other people. And she's bad mouthing me in there. And she's announcing that I already unliked everything on that page and deleted all comments. I'm leaving that group too. Okay. The only post is the defense fund and my admiration for Sean on the Gulf. Oh my God. She talked to Sean on the Gulf. So I'm not going to show Sean on the Gulf's messages with her because I like Sean. Okay. And I wouldn't do that. But I think Sean got sick of her too, but she like tries to latch on to Sean on the Gulf so bad and turn Sean on the Gulf against me. Like I'm reading all her messages with Sean on the Gulf and she's like trying to convince Sean on the Gulf that like, she's literally just a mean girl who's trying to get like, she tries to get the Roccos and all these other people to be like, Turtle's bad now because I wouldn't go to Karen Reed and like convince Karen Reed to talk to her. Okay. Like this is in a group chat. She's saying, you're brave. Okay. No one from our university was standing up for her. I was the first. Like an animal, all of 2022, I was going on all the Boston news pages, emailing. Okay. Oh, God. I saw their sweet little faces of his kids on the beach, and all I could think about was, I hope their dad is successful so they can have an even better life. Yeah, because I'm so poor. Yeah, I'm like a welfare guy. My husband says that only crazy people say they are nice, but I really am a nice person. No, your husband's right. She's so scared and she's mad that she's being put through hell. I get it. But you still have to be nice to people. Yeah, she should think about you more. I was the one sticking up for her. Okay. Okay. And then she mentions Laura. She messages Laura from London out of the blue and says, one day you will learn who I am. Laura is so funny. Laura runs the inbox, and sometimes I'll just read the fucking messages we get on a daily basis, and her responses to them are just fucking comedy gold sometimes. She just goes, okay. I went to university with Karen. If it weren't for me, Turtle wouldn't have all the information he had for his first 29 blogs. Cool. Everyone's saying how great she is. Yeah, cool. Really speaks volumes. If it weren't for me, he would have many other things too. It's true, but Laura's actually useful, very useful. We know he doesn't give you credit. No, I want to be very clear. I give Laura lots of credit in case I haven't made that perfectly clear. I couldn't do this without Laura. She runs my YouTube, the Facebook page, and the Instagram, and the TikTok. She does a lot, man. She's the only person I throw any ends to. All right. There's an entire group upset at how he's used us and takes credit for our work, but there's not an entire group. It's literally just Natalie, because I have all of Natalie's messages now, her phone extraction, because she tried. We'll get to that in a second. But all this shit. So he takes credit for our work. Okay. I don't like being shit on him. It's a long story. Okay. May I call you in 15 minutes? No. Okay. And then she writes in the group chat about Laura. That girl, Laura, who runs the Facebook, she's an angry little woman. Because Laura wouldn't like talk shit about me with her. Like, what the fuck is wrong with how is this person an adult? Very curt with people, zero warmth. She's not, Laura, be warmer. She's not warm enough. She has the personality of an empty beer bottle. Oh my God. She asked where I was from, and I told her to be polite. I asked where she's from. She told me London. I told her how I was just there in October and how much I love the city. She asked me what I loved about it. When I listed all the nice things about it. Okay. Oh my God. And then she donated like $100 and she won't stop talking about it. Oh no. And she gave 1,000 to Karen. Okay. Which she wants back now, according to her messages with her husband that I've read. And this is her messaging Sean in the Gulf, I guess, on the day that I was arrested. And she's like, they gave me immunity, but I can't say anything more. Okay. I thought this was a joke because I'm like, immunity from what? Natalie hasn't committed any crimes. Immunity is the thing that you get when you're in trouble. Like Brian Higgins should try to get immunity. Like immunity is a thing that you get when you're going to turn state witness and turn on people and get a better deal as a result of that. And so when I saw Natalie's going to get immunity, I'm like, no, bullshit. Natalie hasn't committed a crime. She wasn't lying. She wasn't lying. She was dead serious. Brian Tully, unbeknownst to me, a month, like I think 3 days after this message, Brian Tully flies to California to interview her. And if you haven't heard the Natalie interview, good Lord. Okay. So just listen to it. And that's her mom and the funeral. Okay. And there's her poor husband. Okay. So that's that. And then there was the whole trip to Tully and Nelson as part of my case flew to freaking Nelson's Mello's PI. So on the taxpayer dime, they flew to California to interview this woman, thinking that like, well, she's got to have a lot of shit on them, right? Like they're trying to get me and Karen Reed. And they're like, we're going to get Natalie is going to have like a wealth of information. And they fly out there and they interview for an hour. And it is the funniest shit you've ever heard in your life. She does 95% of the talking. And by the end, they're just like, get me the fuck out of here. Like it's the ultimate form of punishment with Brian. He deserved this. And we paid for this. So this asshole could fly to California because they couldn't do it on Zoom, apparently. And so they go out there and she says, she's got so many great quotes in this. She's like, she says that she called Jennifer Altman the white female Tupac Shakur. Oh, that's why Jen texted me. She goes, just a correction. I'm the white female Tupac Shakur. So sorry about that. She said that Signal is a funky, fresh app. She is she refers to herself as the goose that laid the golden egg and believe Karen would have no public support if it weren't her behind the scenes work. She's the only reason I got a seat in the courtroom. That Natalie bothered Karen frequently at trivial things that didn't matter. Days before a hearing would stress Karen out. Okay. So basically, they ask her, just read this blog if you haven't already, right? And so she's just does, look at all this talking Natalie does about the Roccos. And she goes about Sean in the Gulf. She keeps talking about the Facebook group drama, about the documentary, all the shit I had to listen to. Brian Tully had to listen to too. And none of this means a fucking thing when it comes to my case or Karen's Reed's case. So he flew all the way to California to build a case on me. And he just, this woman who, you know, you think about it, like if Karen and I were actually criminals committing crimes, then Natalie might actually have some information, but we're not. There's nothing. Natalie was just a conduit who passed messages back and forth between us. And she barely knew Karen. Like she acted like she was Karen's best friend from Bentley. Karen was like, I think I vaguely remember her. And so she just does all this talking. And then she goes, she starts talking about Sean in the Gulf saying, so Aidan did an impromptu, and that first part was dedicated to Sean in the Gulf saying, where he said something along the lines of, let me make something straight about the grand jury. Trust me, like the whole time. Trust me part. You don't have a law degree. Trust me. It's okay to talk about the grand jury. Trust me. And then he goes, now I want to talk about the t-shirts. And Tully says, before we go to t-shirts, can we talk about the grand jury part? Because that's all he wants to find out about. Did Karen Reed send Turtle Boy grand jury docs? Because that's illegal. You can't do that. And she's never done that. Okay. And then she just goes on and rants 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 and rants. He just goes, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it just goes on and on and on. All right. And again, go back and listen to some of that if you haven't already. So anyway, now we got Natalie's phone. Okay. And I want to bring up a screenshot of today. Some of my favorite Natalie messages. Where'd they go? Okay. Oh, how is this real? Okay. Because so now, as part of this agreement, Natalie had to give her whole phone to Tully. All right. And so now I have Natalie's whole phone. And so this is Natalie and her husband saying, you took 2 weeks to give me sex. So maybe in 2 weeks. Oh, this guy's like begging for a poor guy. Okay. What's this one? This is what Natalie says to Jennifer Allman. Thank God Karen is a finance expert. Okay. Fidelity. Okay. Shut up the kids. Blah, 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 blah. What about her? This is with her mom. Oh, and then there's Rolf. I think Rolf is some sort of relative. I remember seeing one which was Rolf having sex, and then it stopped and was a family video. So she goes and tries to get. She has a V8. She has a tape, right? What are the VCR? What do they call those tapes that go in the VCR? She had one of those, and she wants to convert it because nobody has a VCR anymore. So she wants to convert it to a file that she can have something on there, and she somehow has a sex tape. It turns out to be a sex tape of her relative named Rolf. I don't know who the fuck Rolf Bernschneider is, but somehow she has a sex tape of Rolf. And so she's telling mom, I remember seeing one in which Rolf was having sex and it stopped and was a family video. So Rolf filmed himself having sex on some sort of family video. Because that was back in the day when you could just tape over something else. I don't fucking know. But I have people like, how has he got her texts? Again, because she decided she wanted to like offer herself up as a witness, whatever, I guess. She has nothing interesting to talk about at all for immunity. And Tully and Mellor are like, yes, we will grant you immunity. This dumbass like feels like she's so important. She thinks she's goddamn, Ray Liotta in, or, she thinks she's Henry Hill from like that. She's going to go into the witness protection program. She has nothing to offer them, but she's like, please, I don't got to go to jail now that if I give you guys this information about Shaun of the Gulf and the t-shirts, right? And then, it is what it is. So, so she goes on to say, I remember, so the Rolf thing, what else do we have here? Oh, she sends her mom. She's messaging her mom. Here's another anonymous message to Turtle Boy, the famous blogger. So she's like bragging to her mom about me. Oh, and this is her husband, okay, messaging her. And he's like, they have a 5-year-old autistic girl who they ignore like all the time. Like she messaged me one time and the kid was locked in the bathroom somehow. They had to call the fire department because the kid was locked in the bathroom. So free the bathroom baby. And so the kid is up a lot, I guess. And so Mark is messaging Natalie and says, make her go to sleep so we can have sex. So there's that. All right. And what else do they have here? And then this. And so this is how she responds to that. She goes, delete your text. She tells him to delete the text in case, did I lose this? Yeah. In case one day Turtle Boy gets a hold of my phone. But as Jennifer McCabe found out, when you delete, you still get him in the full extraction report. Nicholas Garino doesn't know how to find him, but I do. So I got that. And she says, delete your text. And he says, why? So that, I thought that was a good one. And she's like trying to get him to watch videos. She's sending him videos all the time. And she's like, he's this poor husband She's like, this is the video that got me obsessed. Watch it with sound. No. It's like, oh, man. And then she's like, please, Mark, just watch this fucking video. Oh, poor Mark. Pray for Mark. Okay. Mark, what else do we have here? Oh. That's Sean McDonough. Oh, then this. So this is when Karen doesn't want to be friends with her anymore. So she says, I told my husband everything tonight. He's demanding that Karen returns all money I sent her. He's so pissed because he witnessed all the time I gave. He knows all the nights I sat outside in privacy talking to Karen and the turtle. He thinks she's low class for messing around with the police officer. What? He suggests I stop all communication. He says all cops are low class. Oh my God, Mark, get the fuck out, dude. You know? And then this is what she sends Sean on the Gulf. She says, I'm not interested in making a move. I just want to see Brian Albert, Colin Albert, Brian Higgins, and Jennifer McCabe get locked up for murdering John. And then she's there yesterday with Jennifer McCabe. Oh my God. It says a lot about me that I was by her side when only a handful of us were. Her parents, her brother, her 3 best friends, and her cousin, and her one attorney, David. It says a lot about her that she forgot all that. Yeah. Okay. And then this is what she's also, so then there's Joe Warren. So Joe Warren is also, Joe Warren goes by Antiquated Rogue on Twitter. He used to come to all the court dates, all the shit. Sat behind me, fully supported Karen Reed, just all that shit. And then, but the thing about it is, I think he's gay. I'm not 100% sure he's gay, but after reading the messages with Natalie, I think he's gay. He might be gay. Although this one, what Natalie says to him, probably not as much as you have because you know we have phone sex 24/7. Okay. So that's what she sends to Joe Warren. And then Natalie tells Joe Warren, I did have sex in an airplane bathroom. Ew. With my ex-boyfriend, and he donated $300 to Karen Reed's defense fund. Okay. And there she is talking to Tully. And what else do we have? Anyone here? Okay. What's this one? Oh, she says, the most important thing ever is I'm a trained fighter since 6. I have 2nd degree black belt in Tang Sun Soon Do, and I'm trained and proven to fight 7 men against 1. I'm self-sufficient and can take Brian Albert on like he's a feather. I'm a well-trained fighter. I'm not a bully, but I'll fuck anyone up. Oh, God, I can't wait for the Natalie ninja memes. If you guys aren't proud of me a little, 3,000 miles away from my friend in Boston that masterminded this all from my cell phone late at night and early in the morning on the phone with detectives to fight for justice for my friend, then I don't know how else to make you proud of me. I'm the goose that laid the golden egg that made this happen. I'm proud. Sony Pictures wants my story. I said no. I don't want this type of fame. I just want her to be exonerated. Put it like this. I grew up with Kim Kardashian and that whole circle. Like, bro, I know I apologize if you're bored with the Natalie shit, but we're going to talk about it because I got to go through. We got to keyword search some shit in Natalie's phone. Okay. I'm going to keyword some shit in Natalie's phone. Give me a minute. All right. We're going to have some fun with this. Okay. So this is Natalie, all her debt. This is her shit. All right. And again, they can thank Brian Tully for this. These fucking idiots were like, they see he's a corrupt cop. He's worse than Proctor, in my opinion, because he allowed Proctor to do what he did. I think Proctor is worse than Jennifer McCabe because Jennifer McCabe is a murdering piece of shit, but we put our trust in people like Michael Proctor to protect us and to hold people like Jennifer McCabe accountable. They betrayed the public trust. They're worse. And Tully's even worse than Proctor, and Morrissey's even worse than all of them because they're supposed to be Proctor's bosses, and they allowed him to do all this shit. They allowed him to. And so, you know, they know Tully's dirty, and they're mad at me. And so they go to him and they seek him out. And then Tully fucking is just like uses them and then just gives me their shit. Notice I didn't get any messages in here between Natalie and Tully. They're mysteriously gone. Tully always and the fake victims the same shit. I didn't get any messages between the two of them. He made sure to uncheck all of them. I didn't get any of those, but I got all of their other shit. He just throws these idiots under the bus as quickly as he can. Okay. So let me find Joe Warren in here. Cause you got to, dude, the Joe Warren messages. There's so many. Actually, can I search? 9,266 fucking pages of messages. I couldn't read all of them, but like you kind of get the gist of what she's about, don't you? Okay. No results found. How about just Joe? Oh, wait, okay. Jessica. Who are these messages with? Oh, that's with me. These are my messages with Turtle Boy. So these are like the messages that she's copying. Like these are the messages from Karen that you might have seen messages out there that the trolls always share, right? And they're messages that say Turtle Boy on them. And it looks like they're messages between me and Karen. They're actually, but how would those get out? They're messages from Natalie. Natalie screenshotted my messages with her and puts them all out there. And none of them, the one they share all the time is the one where like Karen goes, I thought I might have clipped him. And they're always like, see, she admits it. She says she thought she clipped him. Yeah, you miss what comes after that. Like when she first saw him, she had no idea how he got like that. And she's like, how the fuck could this have happened? Because the last thing she thought in the world was that, you know, these people beat the shit out of him and left him to die in the cold. Like, who would ever think of that? Like, that's horrific. Who would ever want to even go there? That's what makes this so horrifying is that happened. That actually happened. And so they share that thing and they're like, yeah, Karen initially said that, oh, I thought maybe I could have clipped them. Like I'm trying to make sense of this all. And they share. And so if you've seen that message out there, that came from Natalie. And so here's my entire messages, you know, like this now. She said, I just want him to know I hate Proctor the most, then Lally, their law enforcement. They should be protecting civil rights. And then Karen saying stuff like, no, I can't share this stuff. You know, I can't say, you know, Chris Albert has a lawyer, Glenn Hannington, Colin has a different lawyer. They all have lawyers. She starts sending me the list of their lawyers. I mean, so it is what it is. Okay. And I'm like, whatever. Okay. And I'm like, okay, so we used to talk and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now let me see here. Not Sean's messages, not Sean. Actually, what keyword search can I do? I got to find the Joe Warren messages. They're too good. What was the word? What did we have for him before? Oh, plane. Sex on plane. She was telling him about the plane sex. All right. So Joe Warren is definitely like in love with Natalie. Because he's telling her, like, you are the greatest thing ever. Like, they're nothing without you. She comes to me with her problems with Karen. And, you know, I basically tell her, like, I don't want anything to do with this. But, you know, this guy's like, let me listen to you. And, okay, let me see what else. No, we don't need that one. Okay, we don't need that. What page is this? 9,000. This is page 7,000. So let's go to like, right. Okay. It's 731. These two talked like every day, like for hours. Okay. There's the Sean of the Golf messages. We don't need those. Brian Meager. No. Elaine, Kate Simon. We don't need those. Again, Tully if you give Tully your phone, just understand he's giving us like everything. Okay. He's going to give us everything. All right. I want to find when me and Natalie break up. So that June 15th, that's where it starts getting interesting. May 22nd. Hold on. Here they are talking shit about Jill Daniels. I got to see this. Hold on. What keyword should I search there? So Jill Daniels, you want to see what Natalie thinks of you? Because you guys are best friends now. Oh, what date is that? That is on August 15th. We'll get to that. How many siblings do you have? Okay, we're best friends. That's bad enough. Lucy, yeah, okay. He hates Brookline cops. Okay. All right. And Joe Warren, like, hates the fucking police, by the way. Hates the police. And he's out there, you know, holding a back the blue shirt. All right. I think I might go both days. Is that in California? I'm at the courthouse. Turtle Boy just went at Jen. Okay. Did you watch last night? Blah, 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 blah. No jury on earth would find her guilty, Joe says. I hope the feds are doing their job. Me too. I feel like something terribly going to go wrong. I would never be involved in a cover-up because of the guilt. And now she's out there standing with the people who murdered John O'Keefe. Okay? And both of them are. Both of them are standing out there. And he only switched because she switched. All right. And again, Joe Warren, there he is. If you want to give him a call, 617-515-1937. He's not a witness. He's not a witness, so I can say his phone number. That's Joe Warren's phone number. If anyone wants to give Joe a call, fuck it. I'm calling him right now. Let's give Joe a call. Let's give him a call. All right, what's Joe's number? I know Joe's watched. Let's call him up. 617. We haven't called anyone in a while. 515-1937. It's going to be a long night, folks. We haven't done the phones in a while.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Yo, Antiquated Rogue, Joe Warren. What's up, my dog? It's your old friend Turtle Boy. First of all, I want to see how you're doing. I saw you switch sides. That's unfortunate. I don't know if you're watching the show right now. We're reading all of your text messages live on the live show. And it's pretty obvious, in my opinion, there's only one or two things in here. Either you're madly in love with Natalie or you're a homosexual, which is fine either way. But I'm just curious. My money's on the latter. But if it's the former, I guess my question for you is, now that Natalie flew all the way here, you probably met her for the first time. Did you get a little nookie? Like, did you take advantage of the situation? Like, because, you know, she came all the way here. Did she get some of that antiquated rogue? So that's my question, because we're reading all this. And you're saying in these messages, let me read some messages to you. You're saying, oh, you called her hun. Okay. What else do we have here? I saw this video. Oh, yep. You're supporting Karen. You're so happy that these people are going to jail. And you said no jury on earth would find Karen guilty. I hope the feds are doing their job. So what changed? You know what? I'm curious what changed, because you were pretty convinced. Oh, there you are shitting on Sean McCabe. What else do we have here going on here? You're mad about. Oh, you're really mad about Sean McCabe. But now you're out there hanging out with the McCabes. So what's going on with that, my dude? What's going on with that? I'm just curious. So give me a call back when you get this. I'd like to, talk to you more. I saw you did an interview with Plevin. But if you'd like to do an interview with a real journalist and you say great things about me in these messages, if you want to lick my balls a little more, you're more than welcome to, my dude. So give me a call back when you get this, and we'll talk soon. If I don't hear back from you, I'm just going to keep calling. If you want me to stop, you have to tell me that, though, okay? Because it's not harassment if I just keep, you know what I mean? Okay. So I used my 2 minutes there. So she's a Crip. Yeah, she says that in these messages. Stephen Ridge and Eddie Hernandez were both beaten up by Albert, and he moved to the fugitive unit with him to stay quiet. That's true. That's actually true. Okay. Oh, God. These two talk fucking 24 hours a day. Like thousands and thousands of pages. They share their innermost, like, oh, about my childhood, and I'm from Boston, and you know, are you helping Turtle Boy write blogs? I don't write blogs. I just give him information. Not anymore, you don't. I'm just a close friend in Los Angeles who's been helping Karen since the beginning. I'm safe. I'm so far away. I live a sheltered life. I'm also well connected. I can get anything I want, and I know everyone. And I'll get everything in line when it's Netflix and Hollywood time. More importantly, I've been a good distraction from the negativity for her. I text her nonsense to get her mind off of that, to watch shows and movies together and gossip about the actors. What? Oh, this guy Scanlon won't respond to my messages. Oh, man. So let me find the June 15th messages. So we're on page 6,947. Now we're up to June 14th. This is right when Karen dumps her on June 15th. Okay. What's your YouTube name? Okay. I watch on Rumble. He doesn't watch on YouTube. Okay. So he's a Rumble rat. I called it. Yeah. Yep. I just watched the show, the Turtle Boy show. Holy breaking news. More on to answer questions. Going to watch again. He can't get enough. Okay. The cat died. I couldn't leave the house for a day and a half. I cried so much. Crying makes you so tired. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, God. Are you awake? Anything new? No, Canton. I'm okay. I'm going to take a drive. Can I call you? Oh, are you still awake? I wanted to tell you that Karen went nuts on me. The squeaky sound of Turtle Boy voice puts me to sleep. I can't wait to hear what happened. I'm working this afternoon. Hope all is well between you. Okay. And then, how's it going, B? It's okay. Just doing laundry, staying home. Okay. Can I call you? I'm going to call you soon. And then she sends the Karen message to him and complains about it because she was just sending this message to everyone and being like, tell me I'm a good person. I told her no one calls me Nat except random people. Okay, yeah. Oh, my God. What'd you say? You're the only two I didn't mute. I'm so sad I woke up to that text. Why write something so harsh to someone who means so well? I felt really humiliated. She's probably getting bombarded with help. She needs space. Oh. Anyway, I could go on and on and on about this. It's just, maybe I'll share this doc because I can if I want to, right? So there's that. But I feel bad because I don't want to share the Sean and the Golf shit. There's a lot of Sean and the Golf stuff in there that because I like Sean and I don't want to share that stuff. I don't think that's cool. Oh, the Jill Daniels part. Oh, I got to search the keyword Jill Daniels on here. See what they think of Jill. Let's see. The Jill Daniels call was nuts. I did nothing because yeah, it was very telling. It's crazy that she's only 43. You got that right, Natalie. You got that right. I know. Why did Turtle go to Canton today? Too much drinking. Alcohol is the worst. You know, he went to the police station to talk to Rafferty. Whoa. Yes, it is. Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, everyone is in this. Like who? Proctor, Higgins, the fat guy. Okay. Do you think, oh, that's Sean. Do you think Jill Daniels is really only 43? How about this one? Oh, this is him talking to Karen Ahern. He's friends with the McCabe's. Okay, so Jill Daniels. Okay. What does this say? Elizabeth Proctor is better than Julie. Oh, okay, I don't get what that means. Oh, my God. It's Jill Daniels. Okay. She talks about how Jill Daniels is over, like all the time. Okay. Anyway, so what was the other one that was sent to me? What's this one? Oh, yeah, this guy's been witness intimidating Elizabeth Proctor, it sounds like. I'm surprised he didn't get a knock on his door. I got a message. Let me see this one. I'm going to search keyword Proctors. I'll just search Proctors. How about Inner Circle? Come on. How about Inner Circle? Yeah, so he says here, I've been knocking on Proctor's Inner Circle doors, and the response has been met with blocking. His wife finally blocked me. I think she knows what's coming. So I wonder if he got a knock on the door for witness intimidation. Oh, no, he switched sides, so it's okay now. It's not witness intimidation, guys, if you switch sides. This is how the Massachusetts State Police conduct their investigations, apparently. Oh, my God. They talk fucking so much. It's crazy. All right. Anyway, we'll stop there. Let me read a couple turtle chats. All right. Auntie Bev's long sigh sends $10, goes, thank you to you and Meredith for letting me touch you and not filing charges. Auntie loves you both. Thank you very much, Auntie. Yeah, Auntie Bev came up and touched me yesterday. This woman comes up to me and she's like, can I touch your arm and take a picture of it? And then I'm like, care to explain? And she's like, she's like, I'm Auntie Bev's long sigh on Twitter. So I'm not going to say who she is, but she was like an ongoing joke. And that's a good account. The Auntie, I'm like, whenever I meet the person behind the parody accounts, I'm like, oh my God, it's you. Like when I met the fake Grant Smith Ellis one, like I was like starstruck. I'm like, oh shit, you're Miss Grant. You're the fake Grant Smith Ellis, because that's one of the best. Fake accounts, parody accounts. I also love the fake Yellow Cottage Tales one. That's a great one. Love that one. And a few others. So thank you. Anyway, let me read a few more here. Laura sends $5 and says, note, do not wear blue in Canton. Be nice to Aidan. He's the good guy. Give all your loose change to Karen and be nice to her. She's innocent. Okay. Thank you very much, Laura. Mia sends $38. Okay. Says, thank you, Turtle Boy. Amazing work. Let's go. Appreciate that very much, Mia. Eileen sends 10 and goes, when is Auntie Bev going to give her decision? That's a good question. We haven't even talked about that. So let's actually talk about what happened yesterday. Predictions. Let's do a little poll. Let's do a little poll, shall we? Start a poll. All right. Will Auntie Bev dismiss charges 1 and 3? Okay, a little poll right there. Just put a poll up. Go and let's see what the poll says. Will Auntie Bev dismiss charges 1 and 3? What do people say? No is overwhelming. Let's see how many people have voted so far. We've got 300 and almost 400 votes. 82% say no. Okay. Now, you know, I get it. When I was interviewing people outside the courthouse the other day, that no was an overwhelming even with the pink people, because they're like, well, have you met Auntie Bev? Like, this is just how she is. But I will say this, okay? And you guys didn't get to see a lot of this because you weren't in the courtroom. So Marty Weinberg is a very good, well-respected defense attorney in the Boston area. He's been doing business in this town for quite some time, highly respected. If Auntie Bev starts treating him like shit, that's a bad look for her. It's different when she shits on Alan Jackson because he's not from around here. And these people are very towny-ish. They don't like people who aren't from here. And she doesn't mind shitting on David Yannetti either because she associates him with Alan Jackson, I think. And so that's why she thinks it's okay to shit on them and treat them like shit. But she definitely was like crushing on... Hold on. Give me 1 sec. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, she never got back to him about Katie McLaughlin either. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. I got to play a little video real quick. Be right back.
This bang bang. Seriously? I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection. Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang. I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth will call Super Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, Proctor.
You're a bitch, bro. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
All right. Situation resolved. We're good. We're ready to rock. All right, cool. Oh, now I got to close the fridge. Hold on. I'll explain it all later. I don't got time to explain it right now. But anyway, we're back. Hopefully we didn't lose too many people there. But we're good now. All right, cool. All right, cool. Anyway, so I was reading some turtle chats, I believe. All right, next one is from anyway, we're talking about what actually happened yesterday. So if you could see the way that she looked at Marty Weinberg, it just seemed like she was and I'm not really going to play that much because Marty Weinberg's just not as entertaining as Alan Jackson. And it's he's very matter of fact and sticks to it. But it's clearly effective. And he's obviously, sadly, as good as Alan Jackson is, it doesn't matter with the judge. Like, the judge just doesn't like him. So, and having the judge on your side helps, clearly, because she didn't allow that federal shit in. And maybe she likes this new guy. I mean, that's the only hope, is that maybe she just likes Marty Weinberg. She definitely doesn't like Karen Reed. Because she's like, something funny, Miss Reed. Remember that cunty move? Yeah, she was just really into him. Like, she was sitting up in her chair. She just let him talk for like 45 minutes straight. And then Lally got up and did Lally things. But the gist of it all is that 4 or 5, is it 5 jurors have come out and said that they voted 12-0 to acquit Karen Reed of murder. And even though that is an unofficial vote, it's kind of like, it should still count. Like they intended on, they voted as a group and they're like, okay, good. Now that one's out of the way. Let's get on to manslaughter. How do you guys feel about manslaughter? And they couldn't agree. The whole time they were debating on manslaughter. They weren't even talking about murder. They're like, no, of course you didn't fucking murder him, obviously. But what about manslaughter? And they debated that for hours. So, maybe, and here's the one thing that she has going for her, Karen Reed does, is that the worst thing that can happen to a judge is that if they get overruled by a higher court. And they seem pretty confident that they're okay to lose this one. If they lose it, they're just going to appeal it. And she's been overruled already with Jennifer McCabe's call records. They said that the Rule 17 motion that was denied got overruled by the higher court. So they're going to try to bring this to the SJC and say this is double jeopardy. And there's a good chance she'll be overruled. And that's the worst thing that can happen to a judge, because they're not going to lose their job. They have unlimited job security till they're 70 or whatever. Then they get a pension and they get to move to a house in the Cape. You can't touch them. So the worst thing that can happen to them is they get embarrassed by the SJC and they're like, actually, you got this wrong. You got this wrong. And so that's what gives me hope with this one, is that imagine she did that. Imagine she dismissed it. Now, my attorney, Mark Betterow, says that I heard him today, or was it last night, and he thinks that it's not going to go to a second trial, which I could have sworn before he said the opposite. But, and I don't know how it doesn't get to a second trial, but he seemed confident in this one. He always does with the, he agrees that it should be dismissed, but the question is, what's she going to do? What's she going to do? So I don't know. It should be dismissed. And imagine we just had a manslaughter trial. Like, that's it. That would be so much less interesting, but at least then they could just focus on something. There would be no need for the Sullivan sluts. One of them was in court yesterday, so that was cute with them. And, I don't see how it does. He made some really strong points. Yeah, but they always make really strong points and they just get ignored, right? So, like, I don't know. I think Karen's lawyer is highly respected in Massachusetts, and it might be Bev's ticket to save Grace and get out of this. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But either way, when it's going to happen, yeah, one of the Sullivan sluts was there. I would assume sometime midweek next week we'll probably get one. That would be my guess. But imagine she just dismisses it, dude. Like, whoa. Like, they'll be like impromptu live. If she denies it, we'll just talk about it when the next show rolls around, right? And we'll go on Howie and I'll talk about it. But if she allows it, impromptu, like, holy shit, murder's done. Like, how is the McCabe, how is the O'Keefe family going to react to that? Like, dude, watch how quick they turn on Auntie Bev if that happens. Holy shit. And I'll still have no respect for her because she kicked me out of the courtroom. Don't forget that. Fuck her. But we'll see. All right. Terry sends $10 and goes, so glad I caught a live. I thought the attorney did a great job yesterday. Yeah, I'd say so too. The attorney definitely, I thought he did a fantastic job. Drea sends $10 and goes, Jen McCabe has not aged with grace. No, she hasn't. The anger in her face has pulled the side muscles of her mouth down. This gives what we call in my industry guppy head or fish face. Blessed to have you in Boston. You make me proud. The fight and stamina. You represent the good ones with values. Love, Drea. Well, thank you very much, Drea. I appreciate that. Laura sends 100 big ones. Thank you. And she says, probably mentioned before, but I highly recommend YouTube Truth Revealed, in quotations, former human behavior federal agent. I recommended by LTL. Has been doing everyone on say and for Reed case. Excellent. Well, Truth Revealed. For $100, I will pimp out whatever channel you want. Thank you very much, Laura. Michael sends $10 and goes, hey, Doc, saw the Flipperhead Jen video. Had your excellent points on the text times that do not match up. Yeah. Did it? Oh, is there a new Flipperhead? I can't keep up with all the Flipperhead videos, but they're all so good. Wednesday's Child sends $5 and goes, oh, yes, turtle me. Hard, daddy. Free Karen Reed and justice for John. Turtle me hard. Yikes. Laura sends $10 and goes, did you hear about the John McCabe that died in 1969 and has been a cold case for years? No. Thank you very much, Laura. Okay. Let me check out the Cash Apps here. Jennifer sends 1111 and says, Turtle Twins from California support you. Great work, Turtle. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Mora sends $10 and goes, who threw bleached balloons on the lawn behind you? I don't know. I mean, it's the Albert trademark, so who knows? Erica sends $25 and says, tuning in from Nashville. Spent a month there one night. Thank you very much, Erica from Nashville. Appreciate that. 10. Oh yeah. So there's that. So do we have any more? We got a couple here. More turtle chats. Brenda sends 10 and goes, any thoughts on why the other 7 haven't come forward? Hoping they will eventually. No, but Marty Weinberg made a great point in court yesterday. And he said that the 5 others, like this, these 5 jurors have come forward and said this, and not a single person has called up and disputed it. Not one. So just what's the harm in bringing them back in and talking about it? And did you see Christina Rex? What she tweeted yesterday about this? Where'd it go? Where's the Christina Rex tweet? Here it is. A former juror in Karen Reed trial tells me that they spoke with a couple other jurors today and that they think it's pretty simple. If the court wants truth on a unanimous final not guilty votes on 1 and 3, they will reach out to the jury and bring us back in. If they don't, they won't. Yeah, but my question for this juror is, if they don't, then what you going to do about it? You just going to keep talking anonymously? I mean, how long until these jurors start to just get fed up and say, enough, it's time to go on, Turtle Boy. Come to daddy. It's come and let's expose them all. Like, that's what I want to say, fuck them. Like, I get what they're afraid of. Like, they're afraid They act like I'm the one people are afraid of. No. They're the ones that people are afraid of. They don't want to become fodder. They saw, like, they turned on Lucky Loughran, who's like the nicest guy. You know? They turn on Lucky Loughran, who's like the nicest guy. They'll turn on anyone. So I get why these jurors aren't afraid. But again, I want to tell these jurors that, like, you don't got to worry about them. They're not going to do shit. They just talk a bunch of shit online. That's it. You'll be fine. You know? Whatever. Like, just come here and the truth will tell us what happened. I mean, you know? If you want to tell the truth, you don't got to be anonymous. So that's my question to this juror is, like, it's nice that you're being anonymous and going through Christina Rex, but, like, maybe it's time to come on the Turtle Boy live show. Come to Daddy and we can have a big powwow. We can talk all about what happened. We can expose all these motherfuckers. Come on. You won't. Because, like, what happens when she denies it? So she's like, you know, and it's basically like, if you want to know the truth, just reach out. We'll come back. We got a group chat. We'll see. And so it sounds like they're getting kind of restless, and says, multiple legal experts tell me there isn't precedent that allows a judge to call back a jury to inquire about deliberations. To do so would be very rare. Usually jurors are only called back for allegations of misconduct, but they stress this is an unusual legal situation. A quote from a Suffolk law professor: I think that highlights the tension here between what really feels wrong and unjust to us, assuming it's factually accurate, and what the law actually allows at this moment. Yeah. So it's a first time for everything. Even if the court were not to dismiss the charges, the prosecution has the right to move forward for trial number 2 with the charges they choose. Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see. So Paul sends $10 and goes, Thursday's Morrissey's money grab for corruption fundraiser. We will be there starting at 4. Info is posted on the pages. The press release sent out. See everyone there. So I love how I'm not even the one leading the shit anymore. It's great how it's kind of taken on a movement of its own with the people. And like, you know, so it's not dependent on me. It's great. Because I think that's why jail was good for everyone, is because shit happened when I was in jail. It kept going. And so it's nice. Like, I protested outside of his thing last year. Joe Warren actually got inside, Antiquated Rogue, my good friend. And, you know, he got in there and we protested for a while there. And apparently he's having another fundraiser this year. I don't know what the funds are going towards. If he's planning on running for re-election in 2026, but it wouldn't surprise me if he tries. So thank you. Deborah sends $10 and goes, hey, Turtle Boy, just want to say thank you for all you do. You should feel proud because it's a big deal. And one thing I teach my girls is integrity. You demonstrate that daily. So thank you. And also thanks for the laughs. My favorite is when you announce the Smurf Patrol will be there. So thank you. I have a morbid question. Do you think if Karen went into the house that night that she would still be alive? Or do you think they would have done it? Not have done it? The reason I ask is I watched the Microdots video and was really disturbed. The way he died was awful. Yeah, Karen Reed's 100% innocent. So that's a good question, Debbie, and one that I've wrestled with before. And I think, well, that's because they couldn't. It is interesting. They were trying to separate John and Karen as much as possible. You know, they wanted John to come there. So that's what makes me think that, like, they couldn't possibly have planned. There's no way they planned to kill him. But I think that one of them had a problem with him. Maybe Higgins, maybe Colin, maybe Brian. Who knows? But they had a problem with him. And I think a fight just broke out. So if Karen Reed had walked into that house with them, to be honest with you, I think that she would have prevented the fight from happening. She would have calmed John down, you know, and maybe a light skirmish happens, whatever, and then she gets him the fuck out of there. You know, I think that's what happened, because I still think it was a fight that just went bad. That's what I think. So I think if Karen Reed went in there, that she probably would have broke up whatever fight happened. That's what I think would happen. But instead, he went in alone, and they kicked the shit out of him real quick. And then they must have just been looking out the window like, fuck, time to leave, time to leave. Yeah, Microdots did an amazing video on that. All right. Dumpster Juice sends $10 and says, hashtag free the bathroom baby too. The bathroom baby and the closet baby. We got to get them both free. Thank you. Okay. So there's that. Do we have any more cash apps or anything? Amy Walker sends 5 and goes, Milwaukee Cheesehead for Karen Reed. Not guilty means Miller time. All right, cool. Absolutely. Ann sends $10 and goes, a state trooper invited himself to my house for dinner. Do I bring up Karen Reed? Of course. Of course. And you'll know right away if he's a good cop or a bad cop. Because good cops know that Karen Reed's innocent. Bad cops pretend otherwise. No, we didn't. Did Dave message me back? No, Dave didn't. Where is this Dave Flip stuff coming from? Okay, cool. Anyway, if anyone else wants to donate, Cash App is Uncle Turtle Boy, or hit the link at the top for Turtle Chat. Okay, so speaking of precedent here, Joe Flipperboard that posted this? So there's this case that I'd never heard of before. 2 things we need to talk about. Where'd the video go? Actually, it's on my Twitter. All right. So this is in Tennessee. And I've never heard of this case before, but it was on Court TV apparently. There's a guy by the name of David Swift. All right. And let me just Google him real quick. David Swift murder. All right. Let me go over. So, indicted on new charges. Could walk free. Let's see. Not guilty. Okay. All right. So this is this dude, David Swift. His wife was killed in 2011. 3 weeks after divorce papers were sent or whatever. She filed for divorce. And, he's a husband. He's a great first person to look at. They found his body. Is this the one where they found her body in the woods? Or no? Is that a different murder? I forget the whole story. Anyway, so it was 11 years ago. He remarried. He was living in Alabama, and he was arrested for murder in 2022. And he went to trial. Okay. And the jury in the trial of Dyer County man accused of killing his wife could not reach a verdict on the manslaughter charge. Does that sound familiar? He was found not guilty of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder, but they couldn't reach the verdict on voluntary manslaughter. He was allegedly the last person to see Karen Swift alive when she returned home from a Halloween party at the Dyersburg County Farms on October 30th, 2011. Karen Swift was later found dead a few months later on December 10th. Okay. And then they end up indicting him on the manslaughter charges again. So he's not done yet. Now, why do I bring this up? Does that sound familiar? Not guilty on murder, hung on manslaughter. But how do we get here? Watch this. Just watch this. This blew my mind when I saw Joe Flipperboard. God save his ass. God love his ass. Watch this. This is when the verdict, the jury comes back to the judge with a verdict of hung. We're hung, Your Honor. And listen to what the judge says. Everybody needs to see this.
Has the jury reached a verdict in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Do you feel like that it is likely that the jury on continued deliberations will reach a verdict?
No, sir.
Let me ask you this. Has the jury considered the highest level of the offense?
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Is there disagreement as to the highest level of offense?
Yes.
That's where your disagreement falls.
No, I'm sorry. It is not. That is not the case for the highest offense.
Okay. Does the jury agree on the highest level of offense?
So that's interesting. So the judge is like, so they came back. And again, the first question was like, do you feel like if you deliberate anymore, you can reach a verdict? No, we're hung. Okay. What about on the highest? What about murder? Are you hung on that? No, we're not hung on murder, actually.
That the defendant is either guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
What is the verdict in that?
Not guilty.
Okay. So the jury has found the defendant not guilty of first-degree murder.
Yes.
See how fucking easy that is? It's that fucking easy. It's that fucking easy. She could have just done that. Like,
as the jury,
like that, it's that freaking easy. Apparently, you can just ask a jury. Like a jury, again, the jury came back to him, and they're like, "We're hung." Again, let me just replay that out.
Do you feel like it is likely that the jury, on continued deliberations, will reach a verdict?
No, sir.
Okay, so they're hung.
Let me ask you this: has the jury considered the highest level of the offense?
It's like, and so he's like, "Wait a minute."
Highest level of offense that the defendant is either guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
What is found the defendant not guilty of first-degree murder?
The guy's like, "What?"
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck. Why didn't Bev do that? It's that fucking easy. Wouldn't you want to know?
Has the jury considered the second level of the offense attempted first-degree premeditated murder?
Yeah, what about that?
We did consider that.
Is there an agreement that the defendant is not guilty as to that offense?
Yes, sir. There is an agreement.
I have not asked you specifically, but are all of these agreements unanimous as to these levels of charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Has the jury considered the charge of voluntary manslaughter?
Yes, sir.
Is there an agreement, or has the jury found the defendant not guilty of voluntary manslaughter?
There was no agreement.
No agreement? Is that the level of the offense at which there is disagreement?
See how fucking easy that is? Thank you, Joe Flipperhead. It's just that simple. See how freaking easy that is, folks. It's just that simple. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, you have to be fucking kidding me. Like, how we need, it's like, it's just that simple. You can just ask the jury if they're split on everything. That's, everybody should watch that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about before we kind of die down the night here, let me pull it up. Is the backlash from Michael Proctor. So as you guys might have seen on NBC 10, do we have this here? Where'd the video go? Oh, let's watch some of Sue O'Connell's coverage of this.
Welcome to this special edition of Canton Confidential, the Karen Reed murder trial. I'm Glenn Jones.
I'm JC Monahan. Today, Judge Beverly Cannoni heard arguments about dropping 2 charges against Reed. She's accused of hitting and killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, with her SUV, leaving him to die in the snow. During the first trial, her attorney...
Jurors, after the mistrial declaration, had allegedly claimed the entire jury...
Didn't pass on all 3 counts. There's quite a twisting of logic into sort of a pretzel in order to have circumstances of this case fit into the precedent.
So with Kearney back in court, demonstrators were back outside the court.
Her supporters and critics were out demonstrating.
I haven't seen this yet.
People from both camps.
We're upset that they're actually framing an innocent woman.
There he is.
To protect,
Paul Cristoforo.
And his family.
I would say the biggest problem with this case.
They actually interviewed this lunatic. So this is Kimberly Fair, who is a fucking psychopath and one of the stupidest people ever. Read the blog I wrote about Kim Fair 3 years ago. All right. She goes by Andy Dufresne's on Twitter, just a fucking psychopath. She's being actually sued for defamation right now by a couple people, and is just she's 53, and she used to work in the public schools in the North Shore somewhere until Daddy found out about her. She had been really inappropriate online and said some horrible things about parents of children in her school district online if they disagreed with her politics, because she's like a raving liberal. She calls herself leftist Barbie and she's mentally unwell. But now, and she's like, was full anti-police, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff. But because I exposed her, now she's been obsessed with me ever since then. Is one of these people that most people I blog about them, they get over it. There's a few that just never move on with their lives ever. And then they join the aisle of misfit, unfuckable losers, right? And they go to Krusty and Gaffney and all the other retards. And she's one of them. And she's now taking the position that, Brian Albert can do no wrong. Like, oh yeah, back the blue. Like this blue, it's just like 4 years ago, you could probably find a million tweets of hers saying like, defund the police. But these people don't actually believe in anything. These people don't actually have principles that they go back on, because if you believed in that police should be held accountable and there should be police reform, you should be on our side. So anyway, this is her. I have not seen this interview yet. I got to see this.
Was that what was put out for the last 2 years came strictly from the defense side, whether it was true or not. And that came from the defense side, but also via bloggers, YouTubers who decided to jump on this. They saw the dollar signs and start spreading the misinformation and the lies for 2 years.
So that's all this is. The truth came out there at the end. It's not about the defense. It's about me. She doesn't like me. They can't talk about anything without mentioning me. That's all they care about.
Still very entrenched. Let's go live outside the courthouse right now.
NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg joining us there for more with today's hearing.
Well, JC, things really going back and forth inside that courtroom and passionate arguments on both prosecutors, though, with other ideas.
I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
Look at that. We're here, Bob.
Good luck, everybody.
Karen Reed back in court.
Wow,
Looking to end her legal troubles once and for all. Prosecutors, though, with other ideas.
I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
The latest courtroom action following a mistrial in Reed's 9-week-long murder trial back on July 1st.
The founding fathers wanted citizens not to have to face re-prosecution.
Reed's lawyers arguing 2 of the 3 charges Reed faced in that first trial and could face in a second should be thrown out. Reed's lawyers saying they were approached by several jurors, telling them the jury agreed Reed wasn't guilty.
Prosecutors' office to try to once and
here we go. Here we go.
Meanwhile, outside of court, hundreds gathering yet again. Those supporting Reed wearing pink.
We ain't got no quit.
And those in blue demanding justice for John O'Keefe. The two sides.
Look at these cheese hogs. Look at them. Oh, she's married to Fredo, that one. That's Lisa Crucilio. She's a real peach.
Divided as ever.
Karen is guilty, and we're here to support the family and get justice for John.
Who's this cunt? Who's this one? Look at her. Karen's guilty, and we're here to support justice for John. Bitch, you don't give a fuck about John O'Keefe. You Smurf motherfucker. You don't care about John O'Keefe. If you actually gave a shit about John O'Keefe and you heard all this evidence, you'd be like, what the fuck? Those motherfuckers done killed John O'Keefe inside that house. You don't care about John O'Keefe. You're here to protect John O'Keefe's killers. If you see this woman in public, let her know that. This woman supports cop killers. She's a worthless piece of shit. What's her fucking name?
That we're upset that they're actually framing an innocent woman and covering up.
After the hearing, Reed weaving through the crush of the crowd.
Always strong. Always. I will not be broken.
Yes. I will not be broken. They cannot break me. Yes. Give it to him, girl.
From the judge. She said she's going to take all of this under consideration. And right now, no timeline when the judge's decision may be handed down. Live in Dedham, Eli Rosenberg, NBC.
Still battle trying to get this motion to be
He and his partner have always been terrific lawyers. The problem is we have to work with the law that we have and the facts that exist. I thought he made a terrific argument, made a number of good points, but at the end of the day, you need to look at what the law says, and the likelihood of Judge Cannoni changing this verdict that's been in place at this point, which is no verdict, is very low.
I got to see this. I got to see this.
If you want the law to be changed, that's going to take the appellate level. Someone's taking an appeal on this decision.
So, Michael, the way I see it, there are 2 pillars of our justice system that are at issue here. In the one case, the verdict, the decision of a jury, read in open court, needs to be final. That is in a box, and we probably shouldn't tamper with that. But on on the other hand, the same jury is saying, actually, our decision when we were deliberating was that she was acquitted on 2 charges, that we were going to say that she is not guilty. So when the judge looks at these 2 boxes, which pillar is she going to say has to be protected? Because in this case, only one of them can be.
It's a great question. The fact is, not all the jurors have come forward and said that we had a unanimous verdict and actually voted on counts 1 and 3. Some have. And so that's part of the problem here, is we've got something that's unsettled. The jury in open court gave the judge a note. The judge accepted the verdict. No one questioned the verdict at the time. The defense didn't ask that party say, did you have a verdict? But there's a lot of law that gets very concerned about invading that jury's space and actually asking them about internal deliberations.
But we're not asking about deliberations. We're not asking about like, oh, how'd you guys feel about this? Whatever. Just how'd you vote? We voted 12-0. Okay, cool. Thanks.
I thought Attorney Weinberg made a great point about, well, are we really invading the jury's province by asking about internal deliberations? Aren't we really just saying, what were your results at the end of the day? I don't see it being successful simply because it opens a door that I don't think the court is likely want to have open.
So you've been in the courtroom for this entire trial. Here we are back now, almost a month after the original hung jury. Judge Kearney, how is she holding up? And how did she seem when it came to having someone new step up and speak for the defense?
Well, it was a different energy, of course. And I imagine he's appeared before her. I would be shocked if he hasn't appeared before her. He was exceptionally eloquent and really a storyteller without being condescending. He made things clear. She actually looked like she was sitting back and smiling and enjoying what he was saying. Now, that doesn't mean she agreed with him, and it doesn't mean that she is definitely going to say, okay, we're going to drop the charges. But there was definitely a more relaxed attitude you could get from Judge Bev Canoni, just sitting there and following the argument and hearing what he's going to say. And a couple of times just lean forward a little bit like, oh, yeah, that's where I thought he would end up. So I think if one can enjoy your job, I think she enjoyed listening to him today. So it was a different atmosphere.
Yeah, he had the hardest argument to make, but he did a really, really nice job.
Yes.
Right. Sue, Michael, thank you. When Canton Confidential returns, more
fire for text that he sent family for one of his cases.
We all want law enforcement to be doing the best they possibly can on any given case. Clearly, that wasn't done in the Karen Reed.
So they all got these Brady letters we're going to be talking about. So they got these Brady letters. Every single and by the way, this guy was, I've talked to him before. He was the lawyer for Michelle Carter, the girl that convinced that kid to get back in the truck and kill him. That was a groundbreaking case. That girl went to jail for speech, they're saying that she made him get back in the truck and kill himself. Crazy story. Michelle Carter, it was in Norfolk County too. That was in Renton District Court. And so he represented her, but he's also representing somebody, I guess, that got, that Michael Proctor is involved with. So, an investigation into his client. Because Michael Proctor has other murder cases too, and they're all in danger of being thrown out now. And that's what they're talking about here. And so they all received these Brady letters, but we didn't get one. I should get one too, because in my case, he's an alleged victim in mine. We need a Brady letter too.
Trial, and that's going to have ripple effects for everybody.
The letter sent by the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office indicates that Proctor was cross-examined on issues such as conflict of interest and bias.
We're joined now by Morgietta Deressier, a criminal defense attorney with the Bay State Law Group. Morgietta, the person who just left the set, told us weeks ago we should be on the lookout for this kind of development. So can you help us understand what kind of injury does Michael Proctor potentially do to other criminal cases that he's been involved in?
Absolutely. And we're talking about ripple effects here, right? When you put a person on the stand in any jury case, they are the evidence, right? This is what you have to rely on. So now if you can't rely on that piece of evidence, what can you rely on, right? You can have your exhibits, you can have other things that put the case together, but testimony is crucial. And so this is going to have negative impacts if they continue to do these investigations, because who knows what else happened in all these other cases.
Do you expect some cases to fail because of this?
I kind of, I hate to put it compared to other cases, but this was like the Annie Dukin, fiasco.
Yes, it is. It's just like Annie Dukin.
Going to that, a lot of people might be putting that into question like they did those cases back then.
Just to remind everybody that she was falsifying some test results that came from labs. Yes, so that people who are incarcerated may not have been guilty after all. Absolutely. We have 2 other officers that are being investigated related to the Karen Reed trial. That's Detective Lieutenant Brian Tully and Sergeant Yuri Panic. As you said, ripple effects, that's 2 more. So we could possibly be seeing 3 officers in cases that has to then send those ripples even farther.
Like, I will get the biggest chub you've ever seen if Brian Tully, like the Intimidator, will just be I'm gonna break the whole fucking table if Brian Tully gets indicted. I will fucking clean up on aisle 3. So, God, I just get so excited thinking about that.
Absolutely. And then the question is, we're still waiting for this major decision, right, on this motion. If you do try this case again, can you even use any of that information or them in the future? Because now you're calling to question the totality of, the crux of the case. You're talking about lead prosecutor. You're talking about people who are heavily involved in these matters. It does make a difference. So you have to be very cautious about that.
In terms of the communication that went out to the defense attorneys, the prosecutor's office, the Norfolk County DA, had to send letters to these attorneys and said, hey, this is what happened. This is the testimony. We're being transparent here. Why do they have to do that?
They do, because remember, they represent the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, right? They're not just the district attorney's office. They represent the people who live in the Commonwealth, and they have to be forthright. They can't withhold this information, even if it makes them look bad, right? And that's what it does. They have to be upfront.
Georgette, as always, thank you.
The Canton retrial has had a massive impact on the town of Canton. We're looking at the deep scars in this 2 towns over in Canton.
NBC 10's
On the ground
continues to have there.
as another day fades away in Canton. From above, it appears to be a town at peace.
Take your hands off me!
On the ground, though, the Karen Reed case, mistrial, and uncertain future taking a toll.
The town is kind of divided, I think. Everybody has a point of view, of course.
And that division about a case set here, but the focus...
Dennis, sweetie. That's great. There's the Smurf Patrol.
International attention playing out in a variety of ways.
But you can see it's got a splatter.
Allegations of balloons full of bleach thrown at homes here. To Jonathan Como, who spent Tuesday night dressed as a chicken, upset by what he says is a lack of transparency by the select board.
Now, I look ridiculous. Yes, I look ridiculous. But I'm not crazy. I'm here looking ridiculous.
Oh, this is too good. This guy's hilarious, man. He also did he came dressed as an elephant. Remember, he was the elephant in the room. He's the rubber duck. He's rubber duckies. This guy's a riot, man. This guy's a fucking riot. He doesn't. Oh, and this is the one. Jennifer McCabe sexually harassed me with his nudes. She sent me some provocative pictures where, he was posing like one of Leonardo DiCaprio's French girls. And Jennifer McCabe sent a picture of that to me for some reason on July 1st while she was drunk. Yeah. Dressed as a chicken.
To show how ridiculous their actions are.
As Mark Twain once said, we all like the moon. We all have a dark side
and
that you don't see.
And he called the crop Michael Loughran. So they made the select board meetings no longer in person because they don't like people showing up and Jennifer O'Donnell and voicing their opinions and whatnot. And so he just went to their homes and he protested outside, which is his right. And he called the cops on them. And the cops are like, yeah, what do you want us to do?
Jeffrey Zeisel is the director of the Center for Health
Research. But
Research.
if Michael Loughran, although Michael Loughran could get him on witness intimidation because Michael Loughran is the brother, a family member of a witness. And the witness intimidation statute says you can't do that. You can't cause emotional harm to a family member of a witness in a case. Because that's what I'm being charged with Elizabeth Proctor. She's a family member of a witness, and I protested outside of her house. Right? So he, technically that's witness intimidation. Now, I'm not saying he should be charged with it. I'm just pointing out how stupid this freaking statute is. And if you really wanted to apply it, everyone would be in jail.
Courses and a clinical social worker. He says this has evolved past interest. You have to move back to a passion. Considering that, there is no surprise divisions can run deep.
I think part of it's an element of narcissism. It's an element that says, well, you clearly are incorrect because this is how I think.
But this is unprecedented. There's never been a case like this.
Attorney Brian Simino says an unprecedented case, bringing an unprecedented reaction for those who feel so tightly intertwined with what happens.
These people come here on their own time.
From using vacation days from work to be outside court, to making signs, to voicing support for Reed, or opposition to every twist and turn in this case.
How does it feel to be known as a cop killer, Karen?
It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's JLR. Why isn't he JLR stopped showing up? By the way, JLR, if you're watching this, you stopped showing up because I owned you because you're afraid of me. I want to make that perfectly clear. You're a bitch. You showed up the first day, act like you were to come the whole trial, and I punked your bitch ass down, prison boy, and you never came back, did you, JLR? Did you? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, back to this.
The damage that this has done to the community of Canton. There needs to be a lot of healing and fence mending, and there'll be scars.
Wait, who's this? Who's this? Who's this one?
To every twist and turn in this case.
How does it feel to be known as a cop killer, Karen?
It's unbelievable the damage.
Who are these hags?
This has done to the community of Canton. There needs to be a lot of healing and fence mending.
Who's this one? This one's young. She's a cop killer. Is this one of ours, or was she yelling at us? Who is this hag? Yeah, Carol's looking at her like, "Bitch, you crazy."
And there'll be scars for years left by this case, no matter what the outcome.
And while there remains so much unknown about how all of this will proceed, defense spending is
Yeah,
underway
where's
here
the food
in
stamp
Kansas.
5? Yeah.
Town is waiting the results of an independent audit into the police department. And talking with the experts, they tell us as long as both sides are willing to listen to the other side, there is a path forward.
No.
In Canton, Eli Rosenberg.
We're not.
NBC 10
No.
Boston.
Sue O'Connell joining us again. Sue, you were there. You saw the commotion outside court. I mean, it's the middle of summer. It's not like it was a month and a half ago when the trial came to an end, but still a lot of drama.
Yeah, I mean, it's drama and it isn't, JC. It's very interesting. We see the yelling. We see people with the bullhorns. We see them expressing themselves and their beliefs. But at the same time, there's not a lot of interaction between the groups. The police have asked them to stay separate, and they do. So there's not any tussles or aggression or anybody getting in each other's faces. But at the same time, you know, there's a commonality that they all share that they keep missing that they share, right? They all want justice for John Keefe. They just have a different belief on how that should come about. Many of the people I went into the blue shirts, the O'Keefe family supporters, they often complain that they don't get enough airtime. No one is talking to them.
Oh, yeah.
But they also don't, some say, want to talk because
Yes.
they don't want to be targeted for being anti-Karen Reed. So I went into the crowd several times. I gave out my business card. A couple of people did talk to us, which we got to share with our viewers tonight. And I asked them, I said, what about how the police did investigating this? Can't we all agree that maybe the Canton police and the Massachusetts State Police should have done a better job
True.
investigating this? And then
Yeah.
maybe we can agree on
Right,
that. And
right,
that's
right.
something that we can fix moving forward.
Yeah.
And some, you know, agreed. And some said, well, that's a distraction. Karen Reed did it, you know. So there's still a lot of movement to get here. But to the point.
So basically, they're just like, no, you know, we refuse to admit that Michael Proctor did anything wrong. No, Michael Proctor's great. He's a great guy. That's their official position because they're trash.
You get dug in your opinion, and if you don't have a way to keep an open mind, it's going to be hard to change your mind and hear facts differently for both sides, all sides.
Okay.
Very true.
Sue, thank you.
You're welcome.
We know you're engaging with a lot of people online about this case too. How do the online interactions differ from what we're seeing out there? And that is online.
Right.
Has the engagement, the furor died down since the mistrial declaration?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of personal battles
Sue's
that are now
online a
happening
lot.
online. It used to
No.
be, I think, at the beginning there were just disagreements about things, but now individuals are angry at each other and attacking each other, doxing each other, threatening defamation suits, threatening civil suits. Much of it is all not at all grounded. You know, I've had a whole spree of folks coming after me for things that I didn't say or they misinterpreted that I said.
They're all just mad at her because Karen's mother said hello to her and she was polite to her in return. Like, and then they got a picture of them talking and they're all like, Sue is bad. And Grant Smith Ellis is like, why aren't you talking about Turtle Boy's SA? Alleged SA. It's like, bro, oh my God. It's been debunked, bro. So anyway, they're all, and Grant is real mad now at Kimberly Fair for talking to her because Kimberly Fair talked to her yesterday. And now Grant's all mad about that. Like they hate Sue.
In my view, as you know, JC's known me a long time. I'm from Revere. Just say it to my face, right? You know, so I'll go there and walk up to these people that I know, and I say, "Well, you said this about me." And in person, they're delightful and lovely and nice. So I think we just need to remember that we're all real people here, and I think we all want the same thing, which is to find justice for John O'Keefe.
Which is exactly what we want to remember, is that this is about John O'Keefe getting justice for him, getting justice for his family and his loved ones as well. There you see him. John O'Keefe was 46 years old at the time of his death. He was a police officer for the city of Boston for 16 years.
He was the legal guardian of his niece and nephew after the passing of his sister. John O'Keefe is 46 years old.
Okay. So, now, last thing I'll share here is this. All right. So this is a new thing that was filed today. This is by Kevin Reddington. So Kevin Reddington represents a doctor who I looked up, and I've never heard of this guy. Ingolf Tuerk. Okay. I don't know how the fuck I never heard of this story before. It's in Dover, which is like I think the third richest town in Massachusetts. Very wealthy community. A lot of doctors, I assume, live there and people like that. A lot of horse farms. And he's accused of murdering his wife. There he is right there. This guy was like a high profile doctor that did like, I've never heard of this. This is in 2020. He did like robotics stuff with surgeries. He ended up getting in trouble by then Attorney General Maura Healey in 2019 because he like billed the hospital he was working at, Mass Health, for shit that he didn't do or something like that. He had to pay. He got fined like $150,000. His marriage went to shit. Like he was 60 years old. He's like in his 60s and like his wife's like 45 or whatever. And they were in like an abusive relationship. Something they were both pretty fucking bad to each other. And he apparently was charged with murdering his wife. And he was in the same jail as me. He had to have been, right? because he hasn't been convicted yet. So he must have been one of my buddies in jail. And he said he was going to hire his own attorney. He would also hire an attorney to assist him, his current defense team and prosecutors. So he wants to represent himself, all right, in court. This happened 4 years ago, and he still charged with appears in. So Court TV, I guess, did a thing on him. Prominent doctor with wife's murder appears in court.
It has superior absorption compared to regular turmeric. Cunol, the brand I trust.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You look at this fall from grace, where he was a big deal. He was a big shot. He was a former Olympic decathlon.
Yeah.
Decathlon. I don't even know what the word is for that. But
Decathlete.
The same thing that Bruce Jenner did when he got the gold medal.
Bruce Jenner. He called him Bruce.
But anyway,
Aidan.
Terry's in court, a little bit older, still big, looks a little angry. Killed his wife.
Allegedly.
I think he's going to claim some form of self-defense at this point. I don't think he's saying someone else did it. I think
that's right.
It's all her fault. Unbelievable that he was on top of the world. Big athlete, big surgeon, big defendant. Julie Grant has the story.
Him infamous. Dr. Ingolf Tuerk was once head of urology at St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Brighton, Massachusetts.
Dr. Ingolf Tuerk is not your typical surgeon.
This promotional video from 2009 was made by St. E's parent. Cases the doctor's well-roundedness, his skill in robotic surgery, and its benevolent billing. 3 months later, he's behind bars without bond for allegedly killing his wife, Katie McLean. According to police, it was McLean's ex-husband that alerted them on May 15th that she was missing. That day, police found Tuerk unresponsive at a nearby Residence Inn. He was revived with Narcan. Officers observing lacerations on his forehead and wrist, cuts on his arms and legs, consistent with walking through brush. The next day, police say Tuerk confessed to strangling McLean during a heated argument while they were drinking, claiming McLean hit him over the head with an object and he started choking her. Realizing McLean was dead, the doctor reportedly told police
Yeah, so apparently these guys, like choking each other. I don't know. He's a big fucking dude. But look at the name. Look at the name I see right here. Harry, he goes by Harry, provided detailed instructions on how to get to the pond. Harry stated that the pond was located on the property of a new home that he hadn't sold. I relayed this information to Sergeant John Fanning. Look at that.
Dumping her body in a nearby pond. According to police and court records, the May 15th incident doesn't appear to be isolated. On December 7th, 2019, McLean alleges she thought she was going to die when Tuerk choked her and slammed her into their headboard. 1 week later, the couple married in Las Vegas. Then on January 11th, McLean alleges more violence, saying Tuerk threw her to the ground after asking if she was cheating. A few weeks later, she filed for an abuse prevention order and reported it being violated on February 5th, prompting police to charge Tuerk. Then on May 2nd, McLean went to court and asked that her civil abuse prevention order be vacated. She asked prosecutors to drop the criminal case as well, but they didn't. And the judge wouldn't adjust Tuerk's bail conditions to allow him back into the home. But Tuerk went anyway. Now, all those past allegations may become an integral part of the state's murder case if they attempt to establish a pattern of domestic violence being carried out by the once highly regarded surgeon.
How have I never heard of this?
Idea of where they're going with the defense. He was in court today, and his attorney on the attack, going after the victim. Take a listen.
The Kevin Reddington.
She went to the police because she found an email where in February, we're talking about getting married in the Ellis Chapel in December. In February, he had already reached out to an attorney to file for divorce. The attorney sent him an email. She saw the email. She calls the police, says that he assaulted her, gets a restraining order, gets a harassment prevention order against him. That's when the police served him and threw him out of his own home. So that's the relevance, because she did the same thing to Mr. Roper. She accused him of these various offenses. I have copies of all the court documents that show null pros after null pros.
Okay, can I just There's a lot elephant in the room here. There's a lot of black people in the courtroom right now, and I'm because she was white. He was white. I don't know if they're here for this case or not. It's a little. I look at this and I'm like, wait a minute, because usually it's the family in court, but you forget sometimes that they have more than one hearing in these cases. So I don't know who the fuck is who in this court. Maybe I don't know. It's I'm just a little confused by this. Anyway, go on.
She reached out to the DA's office, threatened that if they didn't dismiss the case, that she would go further than not cooperating and she would recant. This is a woman who knew how to weaponize the system. She knew how to extort people into what she wanted. You know what she wanted, Judge? She wanted ownership interest in the house.
All right. I don't know where that defense is going, but it's why they want to get certain documents and records in the case.
I don't know where that's going.
Big motion hearing February 7th of next year, and then the trial is set for the springtime, folks,
Clearly.
for Massachusetts. This looks like a case, Darnell, where this massive former Olympic.
The presentation was amazing. I like the presentation. It kind of gives us a flavor of what this relationship was about, and it sets up a motive, if you would, a financial motive that she had to not kill her husband, but to get him pushed out the way. That's the part where I'm not really connecting. Even though she might have wanted to push him out the way financially, get him out the house, they're not showing how she tried to kill him, or whether she was going to poison him, or whether she was abusive to him. They just said that she wanted money. So they're not tying up how was she trying to kill him. So that's going to be a big.
You know what's crazy is I look at his haircut too. I look at his hair, and I'm like, LC did that. My prison barber, LC. I mean, he had to be right. We went to the same barber. Me and this dude. He gets brought in there. LC gave him a nice cut there. I got to be honest. It looks good.
Hurdle to overcome, but I think it's a good start in showing who she was and tarnishing her character. It's a good go.
Jennifer Brandt, this looks like it's one that started in your court, ended up over in the criminal court, right? I mean, it looks like these two married, things happened quickly, and things were breaking up quickly.
Yeah, but I totally disagree with Darnell on this one because I think it was a bad defense. I mean, where are they going with this? So what? She was angry. She wanted to get a divorce. I mean, that's what we're hearing. She manipulated the system. A lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, that's a good point. Isn't that, and by the way, she's been great on the Karen Reed stuff. I like her. But didn't everything I just heard from Reddington there, doesn't that like give his client motive? Like all that shit I just heard? Like, yeah, she was manipulating the system and she's doing this and that. So that's why he killed her. Does that make it like what? How does that help? I don't get it.
Divorce matters, but he killed her. I mean, and so where does that come in? Well, he didn't want to share his money. I mean, I think it's setting him up in a way more than it making her look bad. I mean, she was the victim. She's the one that ends up dead here. And there seems to be no explanation other than, maybe she wanted a divorce or found out that he wanted a divorce and wanted to get some money from him. I mean, I don't see where that makes the connection with her ending up dead, other than here's a big guy who got real angry at her and, maybe did something that now he regrets. But
I mean, I know it did. It was kind of like.
I don't see it at all, and I think it's going to be an interesting case.
Al Wunsch.
Agree with each other.
And I'm telling you,
Go ahead.
I'm just fascinated by the fact that he's a former East German athlete. Okay, because you never hear that anymore. And Ben, you and I grew up with the that to this day, still in the kind of shape that he's in, to the point where he is as famous as he is, East German.
All right.
I learned very.
All right. Thanks, Fatty. All right, cool. Anyway, so back to this. They will just have anyone on. Huh? All right. So this is Kevin Reddington representing him now. And he says, now comes the defendant, Ingolf Turk, in the above caption matter, and hereby moves this honorable court for an order compelling production pursuant to Rule 17. So again, this is a Rule 17 to get your phones. Of all cell phones, electronic device, etc., issued to the following detectives and police officers involved in the investigation into the death of Kathleen McLean, as well as any harassment prevention orders and criminal charges taken out by the said Kathleen against the defendant. The investigating officers are, do these names sound familiar? Bukaki, yeah. Fanning, yep. Trooper Jeffrey Kotkowski, if that name sounds familiar, he was on the text chains with Proctor, on 2 of the text chains with Proctor. And if I could just read again, which ones was he on with Proctor? I wrote this down. Guskowski was on the, or what's his name? Kotkowski. He was on the ones where he said, if you like women who shit themselves, she's gross. Fuck her, bitch. The Chico is also on this list. He's the one who said, fuck her, bitch. And Guskowski and the Chico were also on the one where he said, and Buchanan and Fanning, all 4 of them were on the one where he said, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I hate this man. I truly hate him. Those are all on the ones with like all these people. So good job, Michael Morrissey. That's all I got to say on this one. Like, I mean, think about the dynamic here. Kevin Reddington represents Jennifer McCabe. And he is here saying all these troopers who covered for Jennifer McCabe are shady fucks. We want all their phones based on all this new shit. All of this is because of the federal investigation. We know about all these text messages because of the feds. And that's going to be the basis for them to get all these other lawyers are going to come forward and say, we want your phones. And we might ask for them too. Maybe we want Bukaki's phone, right? Bukaki's involved in the investigation. Maybe we want Proctor's phone. Maybe, like, imagine the things that they're saying like about me. I'll just imagine what these people are saying about me. Maybe Kevin will give us a buzz, you know? Maybe we get Jen McCabe's phone too. Maybe we do that. Maybe we find maybe we rule 17 all these motherfuckers. Let us see it, you know? They ain't a fishing expedition. We know what's in them. We know what's in them. So good job, Michael Morrissey. You did this. You opened up this can of worms because you wanted to have a pissing match with the feds. That's it. You couldn't just be honest. You wanted to have a dick measuring contest with Josh Levy. Ain't gonna work out the way you plan, man. That guy's he's hung like a horse. That's what they say. Like an East German. All right, cool. Let me just check. Yeah, imagine what they say about my balloon knot. I mean, they have a lot of pictures of me. They have my phone. Tully can see what a real one looks like, I guess, now. All right, cool. All right, let me read some comments here. Some turtle chats. Potentially Criminal sends $5 and says, congrats on these state police shitbirds getting rolled up. Not just for Karen, but for yourself. Well, thank you, Potentially Criminal. I appreciate that. Lisa sends $10 and goes, thank you for exposing the truth. You rock. Amy, thank you very much, Lisa. I appreciate that. And we also got a couple cash apps here. Where'd it go? Cash app. Tracy sends $5 and goes, fuck Court TV. Vinny is a moron. The Commonwealth is a clusterfuck. Well, thank you, Tracy. Mark Del Negro sends $1. Who's the bathroom baby? Mark, you got to go back and watch it, my dude. You got to go back and watch the show. It's Natalie's. The kid that Natalie puts in the bath, that locks in the bathroom so she can have sex with her husband, according to the messages. According to her own messages. So, okay, cool. Anybody have any questions before we call it a night? A little bit late. It's midnight. It's a long show. But we stuck with it. Didn't we? We had a good night. How many people we got watching now? How many people still watching this? We still got almost 5 grand still watching, man. You guys stuck on. All right, cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to do a little outro, and I think this is how an outro works. I think I just end it. Do I end it by sharing the video and then I'm out? I don't know. I don't know how the outro works, but I love you, fine people, and we'll see y'all later. See you guys for the next episode of Live Show on Tuesday. Peace, Turtle Riders. No, I don't. I don't know how the fuck it ends. Bye.